Spanish first?
Yes, sir.
All right. Where to start? Sure.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Boy, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Another day in paradise.
Yeah, you can say Barn look at IA for new law violation.
Okay, that's what I was gonna put, I just wanted to verify.
Yeah, so they know exactly why.
Jace, I sent you guys arraignment offers for today and for Tuesday. We don't have court on Monday, so.
Okay.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you. Would you give us your name and then spell your first and last name, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Theodore is spelled T as in Tom, Heodore, and Leal is spelled Leal.
All right, thank you. Sir, what is your name, please?
One moment, Your Honor.
Aldrich Boadas.
All right,
Aldrich Boadas.
Boadas.
thank you. State, introduce yourself and spell your first and last name.
Kafi Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney, Kafi Kennedy, Kennedy, Swanson, Swanson.
Jace Thompson on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender, JAYCETHOMPSON.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender, LATISHAGEORGE.
All right, sir, how old are you?
41 años.
41 years old.
All right, sir, you are here on, excuse me, case number 2021MM23. The charge is battery, domestic violence. I find a probable cause. What say the state? Do you have a witness?
No, Your Honor, I will say that there were a couple of witnesses that were downstairs. They haven't been brought up yet. Just for the court's information, it was like 2 people downstairs.
So are there 2 people on this case you're reporting?
No, Your Honor. I don't know why the staff downstairs has not brought.
Do you know which case they're on?
I do not, Your Honor. I can
All
send
right.
a text message momentarily.
Your Honor, I think this victim also got arrested.
Okay.
Jennifer Castro,
Okay.
and she's next on the list.
Can we have her brought in, Your Honor?
Yes.
So
Una-
we'll have to,
Fue una discusión entre mi esposa y yo.
Just a moment.
we'll have
Between
to
my-
speak.
Hold up. Just a moment. You'll have to do it over the speaker so that both of them can hear.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you know how to do that? I don't.
Oh, no, he's just.
Okay, well, great. Ma'am, what is your name, please?
Señora, ¿cuál es su nombre, por favor?
Jennifer Castro.
Jennifer, ¿qué?
Castro.
Jennifer Castro.
All right, you are here on case number 2021MM24.
Señora, usted está aquí en el caso 2021 MM24.
Charges battery, domestic violence.
El cargo es de agresión física, violencia intrafamiliar.
I find probable cause.
y he determinado que hay indicios de culpa.
I note that both of these are companion cases
Sé que estos casos vienen acompañados
involving Mr. Bort Smurfy and Ms. Castro Bolivar.
Oslovi y la señora Castro Bolívar.
All right, state, the bond is set at no bond in each case.
Y en cada caso fiscal no hay fianza.
May I inquire of Ms. Castro first, Your Honor, as the victim in Mr. Boda's case?
Yes. Ma'am, raise your right hand, face this clerk, she'll swear
Señora,
you
levanta
in.
la mano derecha, señora, para que le preste juramento mirando a la secretaria judicial.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad con la ayuda de Dios.
Say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes.
Lawyer for the state.
Yes, Ms. Castro, are you afraid of Mr. Bodas?
Señora Castro, ¿usted le tiene temor al señor Bodas?
No.
No.
Would you like for the two of you to be allowed to live together while this case is pending?
¿Y usted quisiera que a ustedes se les permitan a ambos vivir bajo el mismo techo mientras este caso está pendiente?
Yes.
Yes.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
¿Y este incidente tuvo algo que ver con consumo de alcohol o de drogas?
No.
No.
If something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
Si algún incidente así ocurriese en el futuro, ¿usted estaría dispuesta a protegerse llamando al 911 o llamando a las autoridades?
No pasaría.
That would not happen.
I have no further question for Ms. Castro as the victim, Your Honor.
All
No
right.
tengo preguntas ya para la señora Castro como víctima.
She asked for the appointment of the public defender.
Pidió que se designe el defensor público.
Well, actually, the first case involves Mr. Aldrich, and he has requested a public defender. I'll appoint when he qualifies. All right,
Designar
what say
defensor
the
público.
defense?
Esa es la defensa.
And note, this is both of them were arrested at the same time. Evidently, the police could not separate who was more culpable.
Your Honor, we would
Sí.
ask, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
Fueron arrestados al mismo tiempo y la policía separar.
Your Honor, we would ask that he be released on pretrial release. He has no criminal history, and the victim stated she is not afraid of him.
Pedimos que le den a él libertad provisional a su señoría, ya que él no tiene ningún antecedente penal y además la víctima ha dicho que ya no le tiene temor a él.
Can I ask one question of pretrial services, Your Honor?
Yes.
Is Mr. Bodas not qualified because if they were ordered to have no contact, there was no other information provided?
No, he provided information that just couldn't verify it, but he could qualify.
Okay, thank you.
Si se le preguntó a la libertad provisional si él había suficiente información que lo calificara, dijo que sí podía calificar.
And state has no objection, Your Honor, to him being placed on pretrial release.
No hay ninguna protesta, su señoría, de que lo liberen a él bajo libertad provisional.
He's placed on pretrial release. Any special conditions?
Yes, Your
Condiciones
Honor.
especiales de libertad provisional, sí, su señoría.
No hostile contact with the victim, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons.
Sí, que no tenga ningún contacto hostil con la víctima, no consuma ni alcohol, ni drogas, ni porte armas.
Did you hear what the lawyer said and the interpreter?
¿Escuchó lo que dijo la abogada y lo que dijo el intérprete?
Que no tenga ningún libertad provisional, pero que no tenga uso o consumo de alcohol, ni de drogas, ni armas. Pero yo no uso nada de eso.
Oh, you talk about pretrial release, and I cannot have any drugs, alcohol, and not have any weapons, but I don't use or have any of that.
Anything else from the defense?
¿Defensa, algo más?
No, Your Honor.
Except
Su señoría.
Excuse me, accept the recommendation. He's placed on pretrial release. Special conditions are no hostile contact. If he has a gun or guns, he must surrender them to the law enforcement agency.
Así que voy a aceptar esta recomendación, lo voy a poner bajo libertad provisional. Como condición especial será prohibir que haya hostilidad en el contacto con una víctima y si acaso tuviese armas, tales armas deberían ser entregadas a las autoridades si las tuviera.
And that would be the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Esa sería la oficina del condado de Orange.
And no drugs unless prescribed by a doctor.
Ninguna droga a menos que sea prescrita por médico.
And no alcohol, that means no beer, wine, whiskey, or anything else.
Y también prohibido el alcohol, o sea, quiere decir ni cerveza, ni vino, ni whisky, ni nada de eso.
Anything else from the state?
¿Algo más de la fiscalía?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, su señoría.
No, Your Honor.
All right, don't move, either one of you. Call the
No
next
se
case,
muevan.
please. Case number 2021MM24.
Próximo caso 2021MM24.
Your name, ma'am?
¿Su nombre, señora?
Jennifer Castro.
Jennifer Castro.
All right, I have found probable cause. She's charged in
Tremendous.
this case with battery domestic violence.
Encontré indicio de culpabilidad en este caso de agresión física y violencia doméstica.
Let's say the state.
May I
Fiscal?
have Mr. Boda sworn in?
Juramentan al señor Bodas.
Sir, raise your right hand.
Levante la mano derecha.
Be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad, con la ayuda de Dios.
Lo juro.
I do.
Lawyer for the state of Florida.
Yes,
Fiscal?
Mr. Sorry.
Del estado de la Florida.
Mr. Bodas, are you afraid of Miss Castro?
Señor de Bodas, ¿usted le tiene temor a la señora Castro?
No.
No.
Would you like the two of you to be allowed to live together and have contact while this case is pending?
¿Y usted quisiera que a ambos se les permitiría tener contacto entre sí mientras este caso está en curso?
Sí, porque tenemos 2 niños.
Yes, because we have 2 children.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
¿Este incidente tuvo algo que ver con alcohol o con drogas?
No, no.
No, no.
If something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
Si algún incidente ocurriese en el futuro, ¿usted estaría dispuesto a protegerse llamando al 911 o contactando a las autoridades?
Sí, pero es improbable que suceda. Ya está bien aprendida la lección.
Yes, although it's not probable that such a thing would happen, we already learned our lesson very well.
No.
All right.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No hay más preguntas.
Since, well, she has not requested a lawyer, this time, as to these charges, it notes that she is eligible for PTR, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
What
¿Es elegible para libertad provisional? ¿No pidió abogado? Sí, es correcto.
say the state?
No objection.
Fiscal, no hay objeción.
She's placed on PTR, special conditions are no violent or hostile contact, no weapons, any weapons or guns must be surrendered to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, no drugs unless prescribed by a doctor, and no alcohol, including beer, wine, or whiskey.
Entonces, voy a concederle a ella también la libertad provisional con condiciones especiales de que no haya violencia, de que no haya trato hostil, que no porte armas. Si acaso tuviese armas, tiene que entregarlas a la oficina del departamento del sheriff. No puede consumir drogas a menos que sea prescrita por un médico, ni consumir alcohol. O sea, alcohol quiere decir que ni cerveza, ni vino, ni whisky, ni nada de eso.
She did request an attorney. I cannot appoint the public defender because of a conflict, so will be referred to conflict counsel. Any
Entonces, se le dará un abogado provisional, pero de la otra oficina de conflicto regional.
Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
¿Algo más, fiscal? No, su señoría.
All right. For the defense, anything else?
¿Algo más, defensa?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría. Bien.
Did both of you understand the conditions? Sir, did you understand the conditions of your release?
¿Ambas entendieron las condiciones, las normas de su libertad? ¿Entendió usted, señor?
Sí, no.
Ma'am, did you understand them?
¿Usted entendió, señor, las condiciones que debe seguir mientras está en libertad?
No.
No.
All right. You are going to be released but you cannot have any drugs or alcohol. Only drugs you can take are prescribed by a doctor, no street drugs. And any guns you have must be surrendered to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Sí, las condiciones, se le va a conceder la libertad provisional, pero como condición de esa libertad no podrá consumir drogas, únicamente medicamentos que hayan sido prescritos por un médico, nada de consumo de drogas que haya en la calle, tampoco puede consumir alcohol y tampoco puede portar armas o pistolas. Si acaso tiene armas, tiene que entregarlas a la oficina del departamento del sheriff.
Okay, thank you. She's remanded. He's remanded,
Gracias.
subject to release.
Thank you.
Y quedan bajo resguardo y serán sujetos a una libertad futura.
Thank you.
Gracias.
What is your name, sir?
Cecilio Nepomuceno. Cecilio Nepomuceno.
Cecilio Neto Monuceno.
All right, how old are you, sir?
25.
25.
You're here on case 2020CT 777. Failure to appear. The underlying charge is leaving the scene without giving information. The bond is set at $2,000. Do you understand those things?
Completamente.
Completely.
Lawyer for the state?
We would request the bond remain as is.
He is not requesting an attorney. It's a warrant. There's probable cause. Bond remains the same. He's remanded. Do you have dates for him?
Your Honor, can you advise that he has an immigration detainer as well?
Let me see that, please. Sir, you also have an immigration detainer? I didn't see that. That means that the federal marshal may take you into custody with proceedings to return you to your state or community of origin, which is Mexico. Do you understand that?
Completamente.
Totally.
Thank you, sir. He's remanded.
We have a new pretrial conference date of January 28th at 8:30 a.m., courtroom 12C.
All right, thank you, sir. He's remanded. Your name, please?
Deuris.
Your full name?
Boris.
Your full name?
García Garavito.
Boris García Garavito.
All right, sir, you are here on case number 2021CF54. Charge is grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. I found probable cause. Bond is set at $1,000. He has requested the public defender I will appoint to represent him. I'm sorry, he does not qualify for appointment of a public defender. What say the state?
We would ask bond remain as is.
Sir, do you have any questions?
Todo bien.
No, everything's fine.
All right, sir. He's remanded.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, with this client, it seemed that he wasn't interviewed for pretrial release, but I see that he has no criminal history whatsoever, no in or out of state, this appears to be his first arrest. Could we have him placed on pretrial release?
He was interviewed, his fingerprints having cleared. He wouldn't qualify because he resides in Dominican Republic.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sir, your name, please?
Jesús Emanuel Pagan Alejandro. Jesús Emanuel Pagan Alejandro.
Jesus Emanuel Pagan Alejandro.
I found probable cause. He is requesting an attorney. I'll appoint the public defender. He also has an outstanding case, 2021 CF 14912. That charge is possession of heroin with intent to sell or delivery, possession of heroin with a weapon, possession of cocaine with a weapon, possession of firearm and ammunition, possession of a firearm in commission of a felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He also has a case 2021 CT 390. That's a traffic case and a failure to attach, the attached vehicle is not assigned to the vehicle he was driving in. Did you understand those charges, sir?
Yes.
What say the state of Florida?
Your Honor, we request that the bond be stayed as is and no objection to no action on the out on bond.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Our bond is stayed, no action on the pending case. Do you have a date of return on him? All right, he'll be held until transported to the Orange County Courthouse. Thank you, sir. He's remanded. Sir, what is your name?
Fernando Javier Torres.
How old are you?
Orlando Ares Torres,
30.
30.
All right. I have found probable cause. He requests an attorney. I'll appoint one to represent him. He is here on case number 2018CT4168. A warrant was issued for his arrest. The bond is set at no bond, and he's charged with driving on an expired license, driver's license, more than 6 months. He also has case number 2021CF433A. There's a warrant. Bond is set at no bond. The underlying charge is sexual battery with a child under the age, well, between 12 and 18, familial custodial. The child was over the age of 12 but less than 18. Did you understand those things, sir?
Yes.
All right. What say the state?
We believe the defendant should continue to be held at no bond, no contact with the victim or victim's family, even while in custody. If he is to be released, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol, and no objection to supervised contact with any other minor children, family of his children, but it must be supervised, under the age of 18, excuse me, but it must be supervised.
I understand there's a detainer from immigration on him?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What say the defense?
Your Honor, we have no objection. Because of the seriousness of the alleged offense, the defense will not be holding the state to their proof evident presumption great burden this morning, and we will reserve the right for a full Arthur hearing downtown.
All right. Sir, you're going to be held with no bond? And the reason is because of the nature of the charges and the pending immigration action, possibly, and the potential that you may be returned to Honduras. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
Tengo una pregunta.
I do have a question.
Your Honor, could
Well,
you
just a moment, just a moment.
Could you
Yes.
repeat the bond for the failure to appear? I'm sorry.
No bond?
Okay,
That was on a warrant?
all right.
No,
No, I'm done.
tengo una pregunta. Una pregunta.
Just a
I have a
moment.
question.
Just a moment. Yes, sir. Interpreter? You have a
Yeah,
question?
I just have a question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Interpreter.
So, it's punctual by life. They have substantial evidence of it. Which includes the evidence. The plaintiff's not case will be reviewed. You will have an arbitration contract. To petition the court for hopefully we get that happen within 3 weeks. I'm sorry, hopefully we get that done within 3 weeks. And that's just how it's going to go right now. Yes.
Ray Figueroa Leon is medical, Your Honor.
Does that take care of all of the interpreter cases?
It does.
Mr. Interpreter, thank you very much. You are free to go.
Jason with experience.
Quite welcome, Your Honor.
It's a VOP and no bond on 2 cases and then 1 new law.
Your Honor, we'll waive his appearance.
Appearance waived, plea of not guilty entered. All right, thank you. You have a question?
No, they waive the appearance, you're gonna leave the bond the same.
Bond remains the same, nothing has changed. All right, thank y'all. Sir, your name, please?
Essence Johnson.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Essence,
Your name?
Essence Johnson.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 23. I just turned 23 January 3rd.
Okay. You are here on an out-of-county warrant from Miami-Dade County. Now, in going through this, your package is somewhat substantial, so bear with me for a moment.
Okay, sir.
You have a case from Miami-Dade. It's an out-of-county warrant. The Dade case number is F1900973. You have another case from Miami-Dade. There's a warrant, case number F1901103. In both cases, the bond is set at no bond. And the underlying charges are grand theft. And I believe that's, even, there are several duplications, but those are the charges pending against you. And in case number F1900973, in addition to grand theft, there's a charge of possession of 20 grams of cannabis or less. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
You will be held here until transported to Miami-Dade.
No, Your Honor, she's here due to the fact that Miami-Dade has not came and picked her up since the warrant was added on her in August of 2020.
Uh-huh.
So she's here to see if you want to go ahead and just release her, time
Okay,
served.
what say the state?
Well, no objection to releasing her since she's been here and Miami-Dade has not indicated they're going to come pick her up.
Yeah, she's been here for 149 days.
So the recommendation is she be released?
Yes, is she still on probation? Is that the,
All right, ma'am, you'll be released. Special condition is that you immediately return and report to the probation office in Miami-Dade County. And you've got 72 hours from the date of your release from here to be in the probation office to report. You have any other questions?
No, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. She's remanded.
Your Honor, just a clarification, she is released as to this case within, she has a report within 72 hours,
Of
correct?
her release.
For release, thank you.
Sir, what is your name?
Nicholas Joseph Lynn,
How old are you?
37.
All right. Mr. Lynn, you are here on a warrant,
No.
case number 2021CF517, issued by Judge Wooten. Count 1 aggravated battery, count 2 criminal mischief. The bond in both cases is set at no bond. I find probable cause. You have case number 2. I'm sorry, that's the same one.
I just got these charges, sir.
Yes, sir?
I just got these charges.
Yes, sir, you were just served with them.
No, I just got them. Like, literally just got charged with these charges.
Okay, I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming the state, he was in custody, and I'm assuming the state didn't file immediately, so they filed
No, I was
later.
never in custody, sir.
No,
I
this is
hadn't
a
been-
reset for behavior from, it looks like, and
Well,
so,
the question is not the reset, the question is, he says,
I literally just got these charges not even 2 days ago.
okay, just a moment. He requests a lawyer to be appointed. I'll appoint the Office of the Public
No.
Defender. I'm looking at the arrest report that I read from, and it was dated January 12th, but the case number I have dates back to 2021 CF, and it may be it says you were committed at that time, and that you failed to meet.
No, sir.
Okay. Hold on a second. Judge Wooten signed an order of commitment on these 2 charges.
I literally just got these 2 charges. Me and my brother got in an altercation.
Just a moment, don't say anything.
I don't see the Judge Wooten, Your Honor, I just have the original police report.
Nicholas Joseph Lynn,
Yes, Your Honor.
and your date of birth is March 22nd, 1983?
March 22nd, 1983.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I literally just got
Joseph
these charges.
Nicholas, just a moment, please. Okay. I'm just showing an order of commitment. The judge's name is Judge Wooten. You were scheduled to appear today. You were scheduled yesterday but did not appear.
Right, yesterday, yeah.
All right. So you're here to be arraigned. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. I have appointed one to represent you. And you have the right to be represented by counsel, and I suggest you take advantage of that. Now, these charges were filed, it appears, on January 12th, 2021. So you have been charged. The bond is set at no bond, and
That's
you've been
because-
appointed a lawyer.
Yeah,
Now,
but
I suggest you talk to the lawyer to ask questions.
State has no objection, Your Honor, to a $2,500 bond on count 1, a $100 bond on count 2, no contact, maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
Did you hear what the lawyer said?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Lynn?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Defense has no objection, Your Honor.
all right. Do we have a date for him since he was, when was the information filed or charged, or was there one?
I don't see one yet, Your Honor, I just see it as arrest.
Okay.
Do you need a one-time return?
All right.
Your Honor, you have a one-time access to get any belongings you may have at the event, at the location in question? Please.
Yes, sir.
You know, so you gotta follow along.
I know.
Anything else on Mr. Lynn?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, Calson Toussaint?
Yeah.
Your name, sir?
Calson Toussaint.
All right, Mr. Toussaint, you are here on case number 2021 MM280. Charges domestic violence, battery, bond is set at no bond. He has requested a lawyer, I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. What say the state?
Your Honor, no just to a $500 bond, no contact, maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol, no objection to a one-time return with law enforcement if needed.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you hear those conditions?
Yes, sir.
Are they acceptable to you?
Yes.
All right. The conditions are imposed along with a bond amount of $500. Should you post bond, you will be released. Any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. He's remanded.
Ramon Aviles is mental health, Your Honor.
What is the protocol?
Will, the defense will waive his appearance, Your Honor.
Enter plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor. Client has no criminal convictions in or out of state, but he does have some, he does have arrest history. It notes in the arrest affidavit that he has post-traumatic stress disorder with depression, and he is a military vet. We would ask the court consider a mental health pretrial release if he qualifies.
He does qualify.
Doesn't qualify? Okay. Well, we'll just ask that you take no action on the out on bond charge, but I do think count one is a PBL. Are you asking for no bond?
Yes.
He's charged with case number 2021 CF 568, Ramon Aviles. Charges are count one, kidnapping with intent to inflict harm or to terrorize. Bond is no bond. Robbery, no bond. Tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, no bond. Battery, no bond. And assault, domestic violence, no bond. I did find probable cause in all of the charges. So there are multiple charges, and it appears that he has one case pending, case 2021 CF 35A, and that charge is child abuse. The court will take no action on that case. He's posted a surety bond. So that we are clear, what then are your recommendations as to bonds on each of the counts?
On the new case, Your Honor, we request that he be held at no bond as to count one, a $5,000 bond as to count two, $150 as to count three, $100 as to count four, $100 as to count five. No contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol. As to the out on bond case, the 2021 CF 35, we will ask that that bond be revoked and he be held at no bond.
Rebuttal or response?
Your Honor, because of my client's mental condition, the fact that he is a veteran, he does not qualify for mental health pretrial release, and he has no criminal convictions in or out of state. We would ask for a no action on the out on bond charge, no objections to bond stated as is. And as for count one, the at no bond, we leave that to the discretion of the court.
So you have no opinion on the second case or the case today?
Oh, of course, we would ask for a bond, but as it's a F1 PBL, and I just don't want to
Let me
waive.
ask again, do you have an opinion or a recommendation?
We ask the court to set a bond, but we do not challenge proof bearer presumption grade.
All right. On the open case where he's posted a surety, the court will take no action. On the current case, count one will be no bond, and the other bond designations recommended by the state will be accepted by the court. Anything else on Mr. Nieves or Avilas?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, sir, your name, please?
Brian Dickerson,
Mr. Dickerson, how old are you?
36.
I have reviewed the file. There is probable cause. He has requested an attorney. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. He qualifies. Sir, you are here on case number 2021 CF 569, false imprisonment by domestic violence. Bond is set at no bond. Battery, bond is set at no bond. And tampering with the witness, bond is set at no bond. All of those involve domestic violence. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
All right, what say the state of Florida? Do you have witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. No objection to placing the defendant on pretrial release. No contact with the victim. Maintain separate residences. No weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol. A one-time return with law enforcement to collect belongings if necessary.
Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. He is screened and eligible for pre-trial release. Court will accept that. Special conditions are no contact with the victim. One return to pick up any personal belonging, tools, or automobiles. Gun surrendered to law enforcement agency for the protection of the victim. It appears that you were arrested by the sheriff's office, so that's the agency. When I say no contact with the victim, that means directly or with electronics, telephone, cell phone, tweets, etc. And you cannot use a third party or the U.S. mail.
Your Honor, will you be allowing the defendant to return back to Virginia while being on pretrial release?
The couple were vacationing here from Virginia when this occurred. So what say the state of Florida?
No objection, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, yes, ma'am, he is allowed to return. The only thing is you have to return to Florida when you are noticed of the Florida court date. Do you have any questions about that?
No, sir.
No alcohol, no drugs. The only drugs you can take are prescribed by a healthcare provider, doctor, mental health counselor, or someone who is licensed to dispense drugs. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. He's remanded until he's released. Your name, please?
Malaysia Johnson,
How old are you?
18.
All right. This is a case involving aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, handgun, aggravated assault with a firearm, handgun. Bond is set at no bond in each case. She has requested the Office of the Public Defender be appointed, and they are appointed to represent her on this charge. The case number is 2021 CF 548, Malaysia Johnson. All right, State, do you have witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. May I have her sworn in?
Ma'am, would you raise your right hand, face this young lady? She'll swear
Do
you
you swear to
in.
tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I can't hear you. Put on your mask and get closer.
I do.
And your name?
Jamaica Joyner.
Spell your first and last name.
Jemica. Last name Joyner, Joyner.
State.
I'm sorry, what's your last name?
Joyner.
Joyner? I don't see her listed as one of the victims, Your Honor.
Well, ma'am, you called her.
I apologize, Your Honor. I didn't have her name prior to. I don't believe she's listed as one of the victims on the police report.
Ma'am, do you know this case?
It's in reference to my daughter. She's a minor.
Who is your daughter?
Jakaya Burns.
All right. Spell her first and last name.
First name Jakaya, Jakaya. Last name Burns, Burns.
Before you say anything else, were you present when this event occurred?
No.
Lawyer?
I have no questions of the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Is your daughter present?
No, they told me not to bring her.
Who told you that?
The person that called me last night.
Okay. Well, she wasn't present, has no direct knowledge of the case. I'll leave it to the state. You called her.
Yes, I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, they have no questions for you. You can step back.
State will request, Your Honor, no contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
What about
And no-
a form of release before we do anything else?
No
The bond
objection-
is set at no bond.
No objection to pre-trial release, Your Honor.
Now, I read the report and I did find probable cause. In the report, it notes that she discharged a firearm in the direction of 3 people standing on the sidewalk. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
The concern state, Your Honor, the concern state has if we give her a straight bond, then there's kind of no recourse besides reaching out to the court or to the state attorney's office, which is a little bit more difficult. If we put her on pretrial release, the victim can call pretrial release services easier to have that bond revoked and have her being held at no bond. So that's the reason why. If the court is more inclined to put her on bond, and in addition to bond pretrial services this way, there's a monetary responsibility as well as giving the victims a chance, the opportunity to, if something happens, to reach out to someone to quickly.
Let's go back to the part where she discharged a firearm in the direction of 3 people.
Yes, Your Honor.
So your thought is that releasing her is a good idea?
Well, the problem I have is I believe she is entitled to a bond.
Yes, ma'am. I agree with you.
Is this court asking for the amount that I would request?
Well, as I understand pretrial release, there is no bond. Is that fair?
No, you can do a bond plus pretrial release.
Okay, I didn't hear you say that.
Oh, yes, I was saying a bond, Your Honor, plus the pretrial release.
Okay. What say the defense?
Your Honor, we would just ask for a straight pretrial release. On pretrial release, she will be monitored by pretrial services. You could issue a no contact to ensure the safety of the victim. And at this present time, though the alleged facts are concerning, there are allegations at this time. My client has no criminal history in or out of, no criminal convictions in or out of state.
I'm somewhat confused as to why, in a case like this, the victim is not present. She didn't refuse. She was told not to come.
It could be because she was a minor and they had the parent appear before. I would have to ask pretrial services that question.
Yes, that is the reason. But usually they will allow the minor to come if they're accompanied by a parent. I don't know why they advise her not to bring her, but usually we require not a minor to come alone.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Anything else, lawyers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, she's placed on pre-trial release. Bond is set at $10,000. Special conditions are no contact with the victim at all, none. That means electronically, by mail, or by third parties, or by any kind of messaging system using a cell phone or computer. No alcohol, or that means you can't have any beer, wine, or whiskey, or anything else, and no drugs unless prescribed by a doctor. I don't see that they're sharing the same space. Do you know anything more than that?
State does not, Your Honor.
All right. Any other conditions that are omitted?
State requests 10,000 on count 1. I'm sorry, 100 on count 1, 10,000 on count 2.
Okay. Would say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, bond is instituted. Ma'am, if you post bond, you cannot be anywhere near the victim. You cannot reach out to her, you cannot talk to her, you cannot take alcohol. Also, you must surrender any weapons, especially guns you have, to the arresting agency, which is the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
And Your Honor, that was bond and PTR, correct?
Bond and PTR. PTR, bond of 10,000, special conditions. Ms. Johnson, do you have any questions? No. You have to speak up?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You're remanded. Young man, what is your name, please?
Mikey Provit,
Spell your first and last name.
Mykee, last name Prov as in Victor, ITT.
How old are you?
21 years old.
All right. I have found probable cause in your case. He requests a lawyer. I will appoint an attorney to represent him. He is here on a warrant. Underlying charges are battery by strangulation, domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, battery, and criminal mischief. On the first 3 counts, the bond is set at no bond. On the criminal mischief, the bond is set at $500. Do you understand those things?
Well, I have a question on one of them.
Well, you were appointed the public defender. I suggest you talk to the lawyer first before you ask that question. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, and we record the proceedings. Lawyer?
You can go ahead. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, state requests a $150 bond as to count 1, a $2,500 bond as to count 2, a $100 bond as to count 3, and then a $100 bond as to count 4. No contact with the victim, maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
Defense?
Your Honor, the client qualifies for pretrial release. We would ask for pretrial release. He has no criminal history convictions.
You have a witness, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
In reading through this, it appears he threatened to kill her at least 3 times. And
Yes,
then,
sir.
while driving, attempted to drive into a stationary object, a power pole. The victim advised she was in fear for her life. Is that right?
Correct, Your Honor.
And also, he strangled her for at least 45 seconds, causing her to breathe improperly or not ability to breathe normally, and was more difficult to breathe and had to fight the defendant off. Is that right?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And your recommendation is what, ma'am?
On count 1, 150, count 2, 2,500, count 3, 100, count 4, 100. State will amend the recommendation to include pretrial release as well.
All right, what say the defense?
Your Honor, we're just asking for pretrial release. He'll be monitored and no contact with the victim.
What about the bond?
We're requesting just pretrial release.
All right. Rebuttal, briefly.
Your Honor, we believe that the bond and the condition of pretrial release ensures a monetary release as well as monitoring by another agency.
All right. Bond is set as recommended. Pretrial release is also ordered. No contact with the victim at all. That means by electronics, by phone, by third party, or any other type of electronic communication such as a email, tweets, Facebook, or anything else. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
No drugs unless prescribed by a doctor. No alcohol. It does not appear they were living together. Is that fair?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any other conditions omitted, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, he is remanded until he either posts a bond, but he cannot be released on PTR alone. Your name, please?
Leanna Aiken,
Spell your first and last name.
LeannaAikin,
And your age.
25.
You are here on a charge of domestic violence battery. You've requested a lawyer. I'll appoint the public defender. You qualify. Case number 2021MM324. I have found probable cause. What say the state? Do you have a witness or a victim?
No, Your Honor. State requests pretrial release, no weapons, no contact, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol. If she needs a one-time return to collect some of the belongings. No objection.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you hear what she said?
Yes.
Did you understand them?
I think so, yeah.
Speak up.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, let me repeat them. A pretrial release is a non-money way for you to get out of jail. You don't have to post a bond.
Okay.
Conditions are you must live separate and apart from the other person. You cannot have contact with them either through electronics, a third person, the mail, or directly. Any weapons you have, you must surrender, especially guns, to the Orlando Police Department. You cannot consume any alcohol. That includes beer and wine, whiskey, or anything else.
Okay.
And you can only use drugs prescribed by a doctor. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
Speak up.
Yes.
Are they acceptable?
Yes.
All right. She's remanded pending release. Your name, please?
Pedro Cruz,
How old are you?
30 years old.
I found probable cause in your case. The case number is 2021MM320. He has requested the public defender. He qualifies. The public defender is appointed. You are here charged with battery, dating violence. Again, I found probable cause. What say the state?
There's no objection to pretrial release, Your Honor. No contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Pretrial release is authorized, no contact with the victim, no drugs, which means you can only take anything prescribed by a doctor or a healthcare provider. No alcohol, no wine, no beer, no whiskey, and surrender weapons or guns to the arresting agency, which is the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Any questions?
No, sir.
Is that acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. He's remanded pending release.
So I got a question about PTO.
Your name, please?
Anne Marie Likens.
Spell your first and last name.
ANNLIKENS.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
I've reviewed the case and found probable cause. Case number 2021MM25. Charges battery, domestic violence, bond is no bond. Assault, domestic violence, bond is no bond. What say the state of Florida?
We have a witness, Your Honor. May I have him sworn in?
Sir, raise your right hand, face this young lady, she'll swear you in.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
Again?
Speak up.
What?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
All right, thank you. State.
Can you
Well,
please,
Go ahead.
can you please state your name and spell your name for the record?
Okay, Akram Chawahin. AKRAMSHAWAHEEN.
And how do you know Ms. Likens?
I met with her 2 years ago.
Are you afraid of her?
She my wife.
Are you afraid of her?
Huh?
Are you afraid of her?
Afraid?
He doesn't understand afraid. His English is, he might understand scared. I'm the one that taught him English.
Are you scared of her?
No.
Do you
I
want to
apologize.
live together?
Yeah,
Would you call the police if something happened in the future?
I will.
No further questions.
Defense.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right.
State has no objection to a $500 bond as to count one, a $100 bond as to count two, no hostile contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
What say the defense? What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am,
Yes.
did you hear what the state said as far as conditions for release?
Yes, sir.
Are they acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
Bond is set at $500 on count one, 200 on count two. No hostile contact, which means y'all can remain together, but you cannot get involved in any fights or spats or arguments.
Yes, sir.
No guns or weapons, you have to surrender them to the arresting agency, and that would be the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You cannot consume any alcohol. That means any beer, wine, or whiskey. Do you
That's not a
understand?
problem.
No. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I
Can you
do.
follow that instruction?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed by a doctor or healthcare provider?
Yes,
Anything
sir.
I omitted, lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, did you say that was a $200 bond on count two?
$100, count two equal $100? All right. Anything else? She's remanded pending release. Sir, you are free to go. Your name, please? Ma'am, your name?
My name is Monique Martin.
How old are you, Ms.
I'm
Martin?
20 years old.
Okay. I have reviewed your case, case number 2021MM26. I have found probable cause. You've requested a lawyer. I've appointed the public defender to represent you. The bond in this battery domestic violence case is no bond. What say the state of Florida?
No objection to PT or pretrial release, no contact with the victim, maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
No contact or no hostile contact?
No contact.
All right. Did you understand the conditions she's asking for?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you cannot drink any alcohol, drugs, or narcotics?
Yes, sir.
And you cannot use any kind of drugs unless prescribed by a healthcare provider. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And if y'all share space, you have to move. Do you understand that? Say yes or no.
Yes.
All right, thank you. She's remanded pending release.
Thank you.
Other ones just announced in court. PTR, no contact, no weapons, no alcohol, no drugs. What is your name, please?
Jermaine Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, you are here on a case, excuse me, case number 2021 MM325, charges domestic violence. Bond is set at no bond. You've requested a lawyer. I would appoint one to represent you. What say the state?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, my sheet is blank. I don't know if the defendant qualifies for pretrial release.
I have a sheet that says that based on the information he does.
So no objection to pretrial release, no contact with the victim, maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol. No objection, if needed, to a one-time return with law enforcement to collect belongings.
No
What-
objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did you hear what the lawyer requested?
Yes, sir, but I do have a question. The
You might
lease-
want to talk to your lawyer first, please.
Okay, Your Honor.
No contact with the victim, no weapons, they're to be surrendered. One-time return to collect personal belongings. No alcohol, that means no beer, wine, or whiskey. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And no drugs, unless prescribed by a doctor. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are those conditions acceptable to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he's been placed on pre-trial release. Remanded until he's released. Your name, sir?
Joseph Robinson III.
All right. I had an issue, a question about this case. State.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read the police report?
I have, but I'm going to refresh my memory on this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your recommendation? It appeared to be, from what I read, no physical violence?
No, sir.
No, just a moment, I'm talking to the lawyer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll give you your time.
I'm sorry.
No physical violence, no weapons, no guns, no apparent injuries to Deborah Robinson. We have a verbal argument over some words being exchanged.
My confusion was, is it the allegation that the hitting of in the head and all that was a past incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that was,
I have no prior recorded history of domestic violence.
we have,
Joseph Robinson.
yeah, I believe it's,
Case number 2021 MM295.
I believe it is on convictions, but give me one moment, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. It involved a computer and her working on her computer.
Date of birth is 2573.
It appears you have a witness present. Do you wish to call the witness?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just trying to see, the name is common, so I'm trying to get the criminal history
Yes,
with his
ma'am.
date of birth. May I have the witness sworn in?
Yes, please raise your right hand, face this clerk, and be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Deborah Robinson.
Inquire lawyer.
Yes. Can you spell your first and last name for the record?
Debra.
Can you do me a favor, just get a little closer to the mic and speak
I'm
very
sorry.
loudly?
Debra Robinson.
And Miss Robinson, are you afraid of Joseph Robinson?
Not at all.
I couldn't hear you, ma'am.
Not at all.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
No.
If something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
Yes.
You said yes?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Defense.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Without going into great detail, were you injured?
No.
All right. Were weapons or guns used?
No.
Were you pushed or slapped?
Only just slightly tapped.
All right. Is there probable cause?
She said
In
she
your
was.
opinion?
She said she was slightly tapped, Your Honor.
I thought it felt like he smacked, but maybe I was wrong.
I will leave that in the court's discretion. However, just for clarification, I do have an incident from last year that the victim was unwilling to prosecute or cooperate with, excuse me. And then I have another one from 2018.
Were they charged?
Yes, he was arrested. Yeah, yes, arrested.
No, that wasn't my question. Were they charged?
Hold on, let me see. One moment, Your Honor. I have to go through them. The 2018, yes, it went all the way up to the trial date. On the 2020 case, let me see. No, Your Honor, we did not file information on that case. He has a 2006 case, and I can tell you if I can see what the victim is. That's a different victim.
Can I inquire of the alleged victim, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
Can I inquire of the alleged victim?
Yes, that's why I called on you.
Madam, were you hit in the back of your head?
Yes.
Did you see my client hit you?
He was behind me.
Do you think that he hit you?
I think so.
You think so, but you're not sure?
I'm not sure. I think he smacked or tapped me.
No further questions, Your Honor. The defense asked for an ROR in this case.
Well, ROR is granted. Anything else?
Contact, Your Honor. State would actually ask for no contact. This is the third incident in 2 years.
How many were filed on?
One was filed on, Your Honor.
All right. I have in my report that there was no prior history, which is why I asked the question.
Understand?
Could I have no hostile contact?
I couldn't
She
hear.
requested, could she have no hostile contact, Your Honor?
Defense had no objection toward no hostile contact.
All right. ROR, no hostile contact. Anything else, lawyer?
We asked for no weapons and no drugs, no alcohol.
No weapons. No alcohol at all.
Correct, Your Honor.
Defense.
And no drugs unless prescribed by a doctor. Yes, sir. Mr. Thompson?
I don't see, defense will object to the no alcohol, but no objection to the no drugs.
All right, so can you tell me why?
Let me
Or your basis of fact or reason?
pull back up the, the alleged victim didn't state today that she believed that, the altercations were a product of alcohol or alcohol abuse.
I'm reading about the sixth line from the bottom. While on the scene, Deborah informed me that Joseph was intoxicated and only becomes violent when he is intoxicated. That strikes me as being involving alcohol.
I thought he was.
I agree, Your Honor.
I thought he was drinking, but I found out he didn't finish anything. He wasn't. I was
No
wrong.
alcohol?
I made a mistake.
Beer, wine, or whiskey, and no drugs unless prescribed by a doctor or healthcare provider. Did you understand those things, sir?
Yes, sir. May I ask one question?
Well, lawyer for the defense, chat with your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. He's remanded pending release on PTR.
RR.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your name, please?
Brittany Stedman,
Spell your first and last name.
Brittany, and then it's Stedman, Steadman.
She's requested a lawyer. She is appointed the public defender. Case number 2021-14272. A misdemeanor, battery, domestic violence. Bond is set at no bond. What say the state?
No objection to PTR, no contact, maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
separate residences?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you hear the recommendation of the state?
Yes.
It's that you be released on PTR, pretrial release. You live in a separate place.
Yes.
No drugs unless prescribed by a doctor. No alcohol at all. That means no beer or wine or anything else. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything omitted, lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
All right. She's remanded pending PTR release. She's remanded. Didn't we just do him?
Yes,
Virginia? Okay. Let's, well, you don't have it. Let's recall the case involving Brian Dickerson. Your name, please?
Brian Dickerson.
Case number 2021-CF569. He previously had an appearance in this court, and I understand the victim is now here. What say the state?
May I have one moment, Your Honor, to find the
Yes.
May I have the victim sworn in, Your Honor?
Ma'am, would you look at me, face the clerk, raise your right hand,
Do you swear to
and
tell
she'll
the truth?
swear you in, slowly.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Please state your name for the record.
And I want you to lean down so we can all hear you into the mic. What
Cordia
is your
Johnson.
name?
Cordia Johnson.
And spell your first and last name.
Cordia, Cordea. Johnson, Johnson.
And are you related to Mr. Johnson standing before you, Brian G. Dickerson?
No.
All right. Lawyer?
Are you afraid of Mr. Dickerson?
No, ma'am.
Do the two of you live together?
No, ma'am.
Do you two share any children in common?
No, ma'am.
Would you like for Mr. Dickerson to be allowed to have contact with you while this case is pending?
Yes, ma'am.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
Yes.
If something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
Yes.
The defendant can be released without having to post a bond. Do you have any objection or problem with that?
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
Now, defense.
No questions, Your Honor.
Ma'am, previously it was learned that both of you are here vacationing from Virginia.
Yes.
Do you plan to return to Virginia?
Yes, sir.
Will you be traveling together?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor. State has no objection to modifying the contact to no hostile contact, but continue to keep no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Be modified from no contact to no hostile contact. Any questions from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from the state supplemental?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you're free to go, and thank you very much. The amendment is made. What is your name, please?
Thomas David Abney,
Your age?
36, Your Honor.
I have found probable cause in your cases. I have two. The first case is, first he requests a lawyer. I will appoint the public defender. He qualifies. Excuse me. First case is 2021-CT-392. The charge is driving while license suspended or revoked. Bond is set at $500 in that case. The second case is case number 2021-14421. Traffic case, 2021-MM316. Possession of drug paraphernalia. Bond is set at $500 in that case.
Your Honor, he could qualify for pretrial release.
Okay. What say the state of Florida?
No objection, Your Honor.
Pretrial release. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Do you have a court date there?
Any conditions?
I didn't hear any.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Your name, please?
Edward Nieves.
Edwin or Edward?
Edward, EDWARD.
Spell your last name?
Nieves, NIEVES.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 29.
You are here on case number 2021CT393, a traffic case, driving while license suspended or revoked with knowledge. Bond is set in that case at $500.
Your Honor, the defendant already bonded. So,
He bonded on this case?
yes, Your Honor.
So why is he here? I'm just curious.
I don't.
I was bonded. I'm sorry. I thought he was talking to me.
Okay, if he's bonded, thank you, sir. You're free to
Thank
go
you.
until
Thank you, sir.
you're released. Your name, please?
Nicholas Olivito.
How old are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
No, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 29.
Okay, I'm doing well too. Thank you, sir. You are here on case number, well, first he asked for the public defender. He qualifies. I will appoint the office of the public defender to represent him. He is here on a warrant. The warrant is in case number 2019CT437. The bond is set at no bond. The underlying charge is DUI. Did you hear me explain those things?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. What say the state?
And we would request that the bond remain as is, Your Honor.
Defense, he has been appointed the public defender.
No objection, Your Honor.
The bond is remains at $500. Is that correct, lawyer? State, is that correct?
Mr. Olivito?
Yes, ma'am. Nicholas Olivito.
Actually, it's at no bond, but that.
You said $500, I thought.
I said remain as is.
Okay. Bond remains at no bond. The reason is it's a warrant from a judge who wants to see you because you did not appear. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And your name, sir?
Michael Thompson.
Mr. Thompson, you have, excuse me, charges pending against you. I do not see a request for an attorney.
It's an old case. I already had a public defender assigned to me.
All right, sir. You are charged with failure to appear at a hearing. The bond in that case is set at no bond. And it's for the underlying charge is failure to appear on a driving while license suspended or revoked with knowledge.
Is it possible to resolve this today?
State will make an offer, Your Honor, of an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served.
Lawyer? Well, you have not been appointed a lawyer here. You said you've been appointed a lawyer previously?
He does have the public defender's office.
Okay, then you are able to talk with him on behalf of the office, Mr. Thompson or Ms. George?
Yes, I'm looking at his information, just want to make sure you want HTO on.
No, sir.
It won't?
No.
If he wants to accept the plea offer, we'll accept the state's offer and enter a plea of not guilty.
Yes, sir.
I mean, a plea of no contest, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, before we go forward, the state has recommended that you enter a plea, time served, there will be court cost.
Yes, sir.
Is that
I understand.
acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand, face the court clerk, she'll swear you in.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
As to adjudication, state,
Adjudication of guilt, Your Honor.
all right, does that change your mind?
No, sir.
All right. Sir, the state has made an offer that your lawyer recommends that it's up to you. You've decided to accept the plea. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
I assume it's a plea of no contest. Is that correct, Mr. Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. George. It's a plea of no contest. Conditions are adjudication withheld, time served, number of days.
Yes, 4 days, Your Honor.
4 days with credit for time served. Court cost. Court cost of $356. How much time would you need to pay that, sir?
I have extensive court costs in Volusia County, so as much time as you can give me, sir.
Well, let me ask you the question. Within 9 months, at a monthly payment, what would be good for you?
I could pay it in full within 9 months, so whatever it breaks down to.
No, you have to tell me. I don't know your income. I don't know how you get
What's
paid.
360 divided by 9?
Your Honor, the defense asked for
I don't know.
$25
I'm trying to
a month.
figure it out.
Just a moment, just a moment.
The defense asked for
$40
$25
a month is fine.
Wait, you
Sorry.
don't talk yet.
Sorry.
Mr. Thompson.
Defense asked for $25 a month.
All right, it's set at $25 a month, and if you are able to pay it off earlier, it's
Okay.
to your advantage because then no warrants would be issued.
Got it.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, when you enter a plea, you give up the right to a trial by jury, the right to call witnesses, and the right to testify yourself, and the right to have the state prove the case against you. And at this time, I'll accept the plea. You are alert, clear-headed, you understand what you're doing, and you've entered this plea freely and voluntarily. Adjudication of guilt is imposed. He's sentenced to 4 days with credit for 4 days' time served. He's sentenced to pay a cost of $356 within 9 months of today's date. Cost will begin paying about 30 days from the date you're released. So once you're released from here, 30 days to start your payment plan. Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. He's remanded. Oh, by the way, you have the right to appeal within 30 days of today's date. And if you don't appeal, you waive it. An appeal is a review by a group of judges to see if I've done my job properly. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
We're into arraignment, Your Honor.
All right.
Tyrone Jefferson is medical.
All right, medical?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this the first time
Yes, Your Honor.
reset for tomorrow?
Your Honor,
Yes.
we're not appointed. However, if he's medical, he probably won't be in the court for like a week or two. So we could just enter a plea of not guilty and move forward. But we're not appointed on this case at this time.
I have no appointment, no attorney.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So your recommendation is?
I would say enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
All right, plea of not guilty is entered.
And have our office appointed on the case.
Well, he has to fill out an affidavit of insolvency. I don't see anything in the file at this
Yes.
time. Anything else on the absent Mr. Jefferson? All right.
I give him a court date.
Just a court date, please?
That'd be Division 63. Pretrial conference day would be January 28th at 1:30 PM, courtroom 12C.
All right.
Arthur Riley is also medical, Your Honor.
What say the state?
Defense will enter a plea of not guilty.
Well, actually, Mr. Thompson, I asked the state first.
Mr. Riley's case, Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
we did not make an offer in the case.
All right. What say the defense?
Enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Enter plea of not guilty, dates?
Division 85, pretrial conference day would be February 15th, 9 AM, courtroom 4A.
Mr. Willie Wright is also medical, Your Honor.
What say the state?
We did convey an offer to the public defender's office of an adjudication credit for time served.
I noticed he was appointed the Office of the Public Defender at jail arraignment. What say the defense?
Enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right.
Division 63, pretrial conference day, January 28th, 8:30 AM, courtroom 12C.
Wade Bartholomew is medical.
We did not convey an offer in Mr. Bartholomew's case, Your Honor.
The lawyer for the state defense has been appointed. What say you, sir?
Defense will enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 50, pretrial conference, February 8th at 2 PM, courtroom 7C.
Anything else?
This is Mr. Gafford, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, what is your name?
James Gafford.
Spell your last name, first and last name, please.
James, James, Gafford, Gafford.
Your Honor, was this an arraignment from yesterday?
Yes.
Yes, the defense will enter a plea of not guilty as it's retired to a related felony.
All right, was he previously appointed in the Office of the Public Defender?
Yes, I believe he was appointed yesterday, but we would ask for reappointment. I don't have this information before me.
All right, this is case number 2020MM8723, petty theft, misdemeanor of the second degree. You were appointed a lawyer yesterday. You may recall you had questions. I said we'd bring you back as soon as we found out. That's the second case. The Office of the Public Defender has been appointed previously. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I want to know if I could plead out today with reason why I said that is.
Wait a minute, before you go further. You need to talk to the lawyer outside of my presence, so I can't hear you. And then talk with him about entering plea of 1 or 2 pleas, and then a global disposition, and then I'll talk to y'all. Thank you.
Your Honor, client's on probation. I think we should resolve this matter in the trial division.
All right, he says you're on probation. Any plea would aggravate your probation, so no. All right, he's remanded.
The reason why the question I was trying to ask is, I couldn't resolve both cases at the same time.
You have a lawyer, and I'm not going to give you any advice, and I'm not going to make any recommendations. I'm not the judge handling the case, so you may want to talk with the judge who's actually handling the case. It works better that way. Thank you, sir.
You want to get him dates? You want dates?
If you have them, yes.
Division 62 pretrial conference date will be February 26th, 9 a.m., courtroom 9B.
Okay, thank you. All right. I have next Willie Wright Lorenzo, or Willie Lorenzo Wright.
He's medical, Your Honor.
Medical? The public defender was previously appointed.
Defense will enter a plea of not guilty.
Dates? That's what the office was in my office. I've got Willie Lorenzo Wright, Antonio Dorrell, D-O-R-R-E-L-L.
Mr. Dorrell is ROR, Your Honor. He's
R-
not in jail at this time.
Okay, R-O-R. You want to go through these and call them twice? All right, and then as to Antonio Dorrell, he R-O-R'd.
Yes, that's fine. We don't need to do nothing.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Gafford was under Mr. Wright. Okay, and then we got Michael Paul, AKA Amos Tillera. We've seen him before this week.
He's medical, Your Honor.
Medical, all right. As to Mr., he was, let's see, he was not appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. What say the state?
I don't believe we communicated an offer, Your Honor, in this case.
All right, well, I don't see a request for a lawyer, and it appears he has not been appointed a lawyer. So what is your protocol on these?
We request that he give dates.
Enter a plea of not guilty. Dates?
Division 85 pretrial conference date will be February 15th at 9 a.m., courtroom 4A.
February the 15th?
Yes.
I didn't hear you. Okay. And Antonio, Willie Wright is medical.
Right.
Enter plea of not guilty for him.
Pretrial conference date will be January 28th, 8:30 a.m. Courtroom 12C.
Is there anyone we omitted or overlooked?
I didn't understand why. Let's make sure, okay.
I don't believe so, besides the 33-day motion, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll take them in the order in which they were received or given to me. State of Florida versus Brittany Carmine, Carmean, 2020CF14674.
That should be granted. The state has not made a charging decision.
Can we have one moment, Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
to pull it up, please? We're ready, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, what say you? Anything?
No objection, Your Honor.
State of Florida versus Rodney Grady, 2020CF12259. State,
That should be denied. The state filed an information on January 13th.
anything from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
State v. Rodney Grady, case 2020CF13790. What
Your
say,
Honor, I'm sorry.
what say the state?
That case was consolidated with the previous case, 2020 CF 12259. So we believe that should be denied.
Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Case State of Florida versus Rodney Lamont Grady.
That should be denied. The state filed an information.
Is that the one that was consolidated?
On the 13789, no, that was filed separately than
All
the,
right.
yeah, other one.
State of Florida versus Latilia, Latia, LaShawn Talley.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 113.
Case State of Florida versus Dontavius Gerard Banner.
That should be granted. The state has not made a charging decision.
Case number 2020CF1440. You said denied or granted?
That should be granted, Your Honor. Mr. Banner's case is granted.
State of Florida versus Constello Austin, case 2020CF14684.
That should be denied. The state filed an information in that case, Your Honor.
Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
State of Florida versus Matthew Donald Reynolds,
May I have one-
2020CF14708.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yes, lawyer.
That should be denied. Your Honor, the state filed an information today.
The 14th of January.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm curious why there's an incentive the day of or the day before when the case has been with the state months before or days before.
I think when we get the notice that the 33-day motion has been filed, then there are times when it gets walked over to the clerk's office the morning of.
State of Florida versus Wendy Bale, Baille, case 2020CF14691.
Should be granted. The state has not made a charging decision.
State of Florida versus Gwinson, Gwinson, Klerger, Clerger, case 2020CF14604.
That should be granted. The state has not made a charging decision.
Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
State of Florida versus Ellen Christie Ware, case 2020CF14698.
That should be granted. The state has not made a charging decision.
I have another case with Wendy Bayo. Case number 2020CF14692, and the other case was 14691.
That should be granted, Your Honor. The state has not made a charging decision.
State of Florida versus Anthony Epps, EPPS, case 2020CF14715.
That should be granted. The state has not made a charging decision. Those are all the 33 motions I have, Your Honor.
I don't have any others. Any other cases we omitted or overlooked, or any other motions pending?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right, I've got 10:45. That clock is slightly off. Okay. Thank y'all very much. 1 o'clock.
Your Honor, I was wondering, is Your Honor willing to do a move-up docket since we are finished prior to 11 a.m.?
I don't think he can because I think Judge Gibson is going to be covering the afternoon shift. Am I correct?
I don't know. I mean, not trying to be funny, but I really just don't know.
I think it's okay.
Well, my question is, can we start at 12 o'clock, which is an hour and 15 minutes from now?
Answer is no.
Okay.
I made plans based on the schedule y'all gave me, including a conference call.
Yes, Your Honor.
I appreciate your interest, though.
Thank you.
Anything else, lawyers?
No, Your Honor.
Court's in recess. All right. Y'all ready to start?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I just finished these. Hyacinth, Spanish. You have them in that stack. Unless you want to stay late. Ready? All right. Good afternoon. Today is the 14th of January, 2021. That clock is wrong. Time is now 1:03 p.m. 1:05 p.m. by the courtroom clock. All right, sir, what is your name?
Orlando Candelaria.
Ms. Candelaria, you are here on multiple charges. Looking at case number, excuse me, 2021 MM 323, trespass on property after warning, possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams, possession of drug paraphernalia. The bond in the first case is $500, the other two bonds are $100.
If I can today, Your Honor, I'd like to resolve.
Wait, let me finish up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. I'll give you a chance. Case number 2021 323.
No, I'm not here. She just put them all together.
Okay. All right. He has requested an attorney be appointed. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him. What say the state of Florida?
If the defendant would like to resolve his case today to plead accounts 1 and 3, adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return, the state would file a no information as to count 2, the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams.
Yes, sir, I will do that.
As to adjudication?
I will plead no
It's an
contest.
adjudication of guilt, Your Honor.
Adjudication of guilt. And you're going to null pros count 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Time served of what, 2 days?
Yes, Your Honor. No, yes, Your Honor. 2 days, sorry.
Court costs? $323 court costs. All right. He's been appointed the Office of the Public Defender. What say you on behalf of your client?
I believe your client wants to accept the plea
Yes, sir. Thank
and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
All right. Raise your right hand, face the court clerk. She'll swear you in.
Write down the plea.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 43 years old, Your Honor.
I understand you want to enter a plea of no contest to the charges.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the statement of the state attorney as to what the disposition would be?
I think so.
It would be time served, adjudication of guilt, null pros count 2, and she did not state that there would be court costs of $323. Did
And
you
do not
understand?
return to my job, right?
Wait. Did you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is that acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, with credit for time served, you'd be released unless there's some other warrant, warrants, or holds on you.
No, sir.
I don't have any gold or goldenrod sheets. All right. Do you understand when you enter a plea of no contest, you give up the right to a jury trial to call witnesses and
Yes,
to...
Your Honor.
Can I finish, please?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Right to it.
nervous and tired.
That's all right. It'll go quick if you hush.
Yes, sir.
Enter a plea of no contest. You will not have a jury trial, will not get to call witnesses, will not get to testify yourself, and you cannot appeal within 30 days the disposition of this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right. Do you still wish to enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I assume the factual basis are stated in the arrest affidavit are sufficient for the charge. Is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Adjudication of guilt is imposed. I find that there is a factual basis. As to count 1, he is adjudicated guilty. As to count 2, disposition recommended by the state.
State will file no information on count 2.
And count 3, possession of drug paraphernalia.
An adjudication of guilt, credit for time served on count
Is that acceptable? All right, adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. You have court costs of $323. Are you able to pay that within 9 months of today's date?
Could I be put on like a low-cost payment?
I just need to know if you can afford to pay it first.
Yes.
What is the amount that you think you're able to pay?
Right now, the most $5, $10, $20.
All right,
I only work part-time right now.
that's fine. My question is that a reasonable amount, $20 per month?
Could we do 10?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you so
No
much.
problem.
I'm so
$10
sorry.
a month, payable beginning 30 days after his release. You have the right to appeal within 30 days, and if you don't appeal, you give up or waive your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, he's released from this case, and if there are no other warrants or hold, he'll be discharged. Thank you.
God bless you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Sir, what is your name?
Andrew Davis,
All right, Mr. Davis, how old are you?
35.
Mr. Davis, I have reviewed your case. There is probable cause. You are charged with case 2021MM315, petty theft, retail petty theft. There is probable cause. I don't see an affidavit of insolvency. What say the state?
All right, hello?
That will be, leave the bond set as is, no return to the scene.
All right, I do have an affidavit of insolvency. He is a indigent, and I will appoint the public defender. Any comments on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the state recommends the bond remain the same. Probable cause having been found, the bond remains the same. You have a question? A question, not a statement.
No.
How much?
I've got,
What's the, if it's $500, how much do I have to pay to get out?
that's between you and your bondsman. I don't know. Generally, it's 10%, but I can't guarantee that, and I don't know. Anything else?
500?
All right, thank you. All right, step forward.
Barley Joseph, refuse, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. No medical, just refuse.
Just refusal, Your Honor.
Your Honor, primarily in these,
Wait, just a moment. It appears that, all right, go ahead, sir.
just to inform the court that in these situations, the court views his refusal as a voluntary waiver of appearance, and you either point the PD or not and leave bonds or set bonds as in the court's discretion.
State.
We believe that the fine should be remained at 500 on count 1, 250 on count 2, no return to the structure conveyance.
All right. And thank y'all for that information. His absence is considered a voluntary waiver. Special instructions, no return to the facility or the place of business. Anything else from the state,
No, Your Honor.
from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank y'all.
Are you taking any action on the out on bond PTR case, Your Honor?
He was on PTR in case number 2021CF410. The Community Control Officer recommends that because he's failed to comply, his revoked conditions of PCR as to Acapius, what say the state?
No objection, no action, Your Honor.
Mr. Thompson,
No objection, Your Honor.
all right. Thank you. Your name? No action. Your name?
Morgan Lee Pat.
I found probable cause in your case. You are charged with petty theft, case number 2021MM9317. The bond in that case is set at $250. You're also charged with possession of cannabis. The bond in that is $250. What say the state?
To keep the bond on count 1 as is, ROR as to count 2, no return to the scene.
RR on count 1?
On count 2, the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams?
Yeah. And bond remain the same on count 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
What say the defense? She requested a lawyer, I'm appointing you.
Your Honor, I would ask for a ROR in this situation. Client has no criminal convictions, no criminal history in or out of state. This appears to be her first arrest, and 9 times out of 10, she'll probably qualify for a pretrial diversion program downtown.
I note that she was not recommended for pretrial diversion based on the facts you've stated. It appears she would be a good candidate. The only note I show is unable to investigate defendant's community ties. Anything from the community control officer?
You can qualify her for pretrial release, Your Honor.
Would say the state.
No objection.
All right, she's qualified then for PTR. As to both cases? State?
Yes, Your Honor.
PTR as to both cases. Just hold these. Please. Sir, what is your name?
James Sansom,
How old are you, Mr. Sansom?
66.
Mr. Sansom, you are charged here today with trespass on property. Bond is set at 500, case number 2021MM10. I did find probable cause. What say the state?
The offer to resolve this case is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
He requests a lawyer from the public defenders. No, I'm sorry, I don't. Do you have one? Mr. Sansom? I don't see an affidavit of insolvency. All right, Mr. Sansom, what do you want to do with this case?
I would like to squash it.
All right, then, so you're fighting it? You're fighting the case? You want to enter a
No,
plea
sir.
of not guilty?
No,
What would you like to do?
guilty.
All right.
Whatever you suggest.
I don't make a suggestion. It's up to you, sir. You'd have to tell me. You
It's
tell.
probation.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
I feel like, and what's,
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
You have a credit time served, and you'll get out today. You want to do that?
Yes.
Your Honor, my client would like to, he would like to accept the state's offer, enter a plea of no contest, which would be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs.
2 days. I have credit for 2 days, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court costs of $353? I'm sorry?
Oh, no, 273, because they don't have.
273? Raise your right hand, Mr. Sansom. Face this clerk. She'll swear you in.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, what's your name?
James Sansom,
How old are you?
66.
I understand you want to enter a plea of no contest. You will be adjudicated guilty. You'll be sentenced to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days. And you'll have a court cost to pay of $273 within 10 months of today's date. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir.
How much money do you think you can pay per month, sir?
I can't hear you.
How much money per month do you think you can pay on that?
Nothing today, sir.
All right, I'll declare him totally indigent. And if you look at the police and affidavit report, it appears that he doesn't really have a permanent abode. Is that correct? A permanent home?
That's true.
All right, so waive the court costs. Anything else from the state,
No, Your Honor.
from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sansom, I've accepted the plea. You have the right to appeal. Any appeal you take must be within 30 days of today's date, or you waive that as you give up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. If there are no other warrants or holds on him, he'll be released. Thank you, Mr. Sansom.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Your name, please, ma'am?
My name is Maureen Giarolo.
All right. Are you also known as Maureen Bault, B-R-A-U-L-T?
That's my maiden name.
All right, thank
Bro.
you. How is it, bro?
It's Bro. It's French Canadian.
You are here on case 2020MM7683. The charge is criminal mischief. You have a failure to appear. There is a warrant. The bond was set at $2,000. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
All right. What say the state of Florida?
We request the bond be stayed as is.
She has been appointed the public defender per her request. What say the defense?
I'm sorry, can you repeat
Nope.
your question?
It's for them.
Oh, okay.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, the bond is, the state requests the bond be stayed at $2,000. That was the only conversation had that's germane to you. Do you have any questions?
Could they lower the amount?
All right, she requests a lowered amount. Do you have ties to the community?
No, I do not.
Are you employed in the community?
No, I'm not currently
Do you
employed.
have children in school here in Orange County?
No, I do not.
Do you have family here in Orange County?
Yes, my husband.
Will you be living or staying with him?
Yes, I am.
Is he employed?
Yes, he is.
You failed to appear in court. Do you understand that if you're released, you would have to go to court when noticed or when summoned?
I received a notice the day before the hearing. My husband was not able to go to court with me. I would have gone to court. I didn't even have time to call a lawyer.
So
I
the answer
received
is
an-
yes, you would go to court? if-
Yes, I would, had I got given ample time to get a lawyer. I
Well,
would
my
have.
question is, if released, will you go to court when summoned?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll reduce the bond to $500.
Thank you.
Now, you have to go to court, otherwise the bond will be set at no bond. You'll be back here and it won't be
Okay.
reduced. You
Okay.
understand that?
Yes.
All right, she's appointed the Office of the Public Defender. They'll give you instructions. They will call or meet with you. At that time, explain to them what you believe they need to know and
Okay.
keep in touch. Because of COVID, most of it was done by telephone.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
She's free to leave the room. She is remanded. Sir, your name, please?
Ravello, Daniel Ravello, sir.
Spell your first and last name.
Daniel Ravelo, sir.
You are charged in case 2020MM9148. The underlying charge is retail theft. You are here on a warrant for failure to appear. The bond is set at $200. You have requested a lawyer. You qualify. I'll appoint the public defender. Point of information. Okay, what say the state of Florida?
Request that the bond be stayed as is.
All right. I don't have a goal sheet about open cases, but I note that he has multiple charges pending. In addition,
Your Honor, he was previously booked in on other charges. This was an add-on.
Okay. All right. He has been appointed the public defender. What say the lawyer for the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, bond is stayed. He is remanded and appointed the public defender. Anything else? Sir?
Sir, I just want to take the FTA off so I'll be able to keep on going with the case, be able to bond out and see my VOP.
Well, at this point, the bond is low as I would make it, so $200. You're not going to be released on your own name, especially since you have other cases pending. Anything else? All right, thank you.
No, sir. Thank you.
Your name, please?
Eli Valentin Rodriguez.
All right, how old are you? How old are you?
37.
You have case 2020MM559. You're here on a warrant. The bond is set at $1,000 on failure of defendant to appear. You have a second count. The bond is set at $1,000. The underlying charge is petty theft and resisting merchandise recovery. Did you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I did find probable cause. I found a probable cause in all of these cases. He requests a public defender. They are appointed. What say the state?
Request the bond be set as is.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Bond is stayed. He is remanded. The public defender is appointed. Anything else you have, sir?
He also has another case, Your Honor.
Okay, he had two. Let me see. Yes, he does. I guess I didn't fold that. 2021MM319. That case is a warrant. The underlying, the case, it has co-defendants, possession of drug paraphernalia and providing false ID to law enforcement. The bond in count 1, drug paraphernalia, is $500. Providing false information is $100. What say the state?
Request the bond be remain as is.
Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, the bond is stayed in that case also, and he is remanded.
Zach Zorn was released ROR, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your name, please?
My name is Terry Depozo Von Kraus.
All right. I have found probable cause in all these cases. How old are you, sir?
I'm 34, sir.
You have case number 2020MM301. A warrant has been issued for your arrest for failure to appear. The bond is set at $5,000. The underlying charge is a violation of a domestic violence injunction. What say the state?
We request the bond stay as is.
He has requested the public defender. They will be appointed. He qualifies. What says the state? Well,
No.
first the defense, I'm sorry.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand the charges?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you understand the recommendation of the state?
No, sir.
They recommend the bond stay as it is,
Yes,
with
sir.
no reduction or no change. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have been appointed the office of the public defender. Make sure you talk with them quietly so no one else can hear you, and tell them your side of the story or anything else they need to know. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, are they going to enter a denial
On
And-
the,
on the VOP?
Enter the noun of the VOP so we can get the.
Yes, Your Honor, we would enter denial on the VOP.
all right. Thank you.
So that's basically like their arraignment. So we deny the VOP, so he can just go to VOP court.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Go ahead.
We have a VOP status hearing on February 5th
So
at 9 a.m.
so you can go ahead to the
February 5th at 9 o'clock, you'll be notified.
What courtroom is that?
7C.
Thank you.
7C.
on the VOP, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Your name, sir?
Daniel McDormand,
How old are you, Mr. McDormand?
44.
Mr. McDormand, you are here on, I find probable cause in your case.
Excuse me, sir?
I did find probable cause as a legal reason for you to have been arrested. So your case number is case 2021CO6161. You are charged in that case with soliciting without a permit. Panhandling, they used to call it. You have an open case, case number 20208695. Possession of cocaine, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. In that case, you were released on your own name. What say the state?
Your Honor, as to this case, the offer is a withhold adjudication, credit for time served. No objection to no action on the out on bond case.
What say, he has requested the public defender, they are appointed, he qualifies. What say the defense?
I'm talking.
Sure. We will accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor, withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs. And we would ask for no action on the Allen bond charge.
Okay, the plea of no contest, adjudication withheld, did you say?
Yes. Yeah,
State?
withhold of adjudication.
Yes.
And time served of 2 days or more?
2 days, Your Honor.
What is it, 1 day?
2 days, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that acceptable to you, sir?
Yes, sir. There's no action on the other case, though, right? So
I'll take no action on the other case.
I'll be released today?
I don't know the status of that case, but.
Well, I was ROR'd on that case, so,
Yes, sir, then you will be free to go if there are no other cases pending.
okay, thank you.
Raise your right hand, face the clerk if you wish to enter the plea.
You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Slow down just a little bit. Sir, you have decided to enter a plea of no contest. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you give up your right to a jury trial, the right to call witnesses, see the
Yes.
witnesses called by the state, and you don't get to testify? that what you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's the law, and you still wish to enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, sir.
Accept the plea of no contest. He is clear-headed, understand what he wants to do. Enter the plea. He was sentenced to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. Adjudication of guilt is withheld. Court costs? Court costs equals $273. Do you need time to pay that too?
Yes, sir.
Within 10 months,
Yes.
what would be the amount you could pay per month?
$20 a month.
All right, $20 per month, starting 30 days from the date you are released. Any questions?
No, sir.
You have the right to appeal within 30 days, or you give up your right to appeal. On appeal is a group of judges seeing if I've done my job properly. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, he's remanded. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Robert Michael,
Mr. Michael, how old are you?
42.
There's probable cause in your case. You're in case 202161. The charge is soliciting without a permit. The bond is set at $250. You request a public defender. I'm sorry, hold on a second. I've got 2 pages stuck together. Hold on. Okay, I apologize. You are charged in case number 2021824. Consuming alcoholic beverage from an open container. There is probable cause. You also have an open case 2020MM8246 battery. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
He's requested a public defender I will appoint. He's qualified. What say the state?
In the current case, the offer is a withhold credit for time served. On the Allen bond case, no objection, no action.
As to adjudication?
So withhold of adjudication.
What say the state, the defense?
Your Honor, he would like to accept the offer and plead no contest.
All right. Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Michael, raise your right hand, face this young lady and be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I have questions for you. Listen carefully. Entering this plea, is that what you wish to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you clear-headed enough, and do you think this is the best thing for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you enter a plea, you don't have a jury trial, you don't have the right to call witnesses, and you can't testify yourself, and you can't see the state prove its case by calling witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you still wish to enter a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
The factual findings or the written report in the police affidavit, do you think that's sufficient to support the charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This time I'll accept the plea of no contest. Adjudication is withheld. He's sentenced to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days. As to court costs? Court cost is $273. Do you need time to pay that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you be able to pay it within 10 months?
Yes, sir, I can pay within 10 months.
What's the monthly payment rate that you think is best for you?
When I'm released today, I'm gonna go ahead and pay it off today if I can.
Sure.
I've got the money in my bank account.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's great. I'll give you 30 days to pay it. If you can pay it quicker, that'll be better for you. You have the right to appeal. Any appeal is a review by a group of judges to see if I've done my job properly. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any other questions you have for me?
No, sir. Thank you, Your
Any
Honor.
from the defense?
Your Honor, are you taking no action on?
No action on case 2020MM8246.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
He's remanded.
Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Good luck. One second, please. What is your name?
Bronson Calvin.
Well, you've got several names. Spell your first name.
Calvin.
And your middle name?
James.
And your last name?
Bronson.
All right. Now, are you also known as Douglas Bronson?
By a nickname.
All right. And also known as Douglas J. Bronson?
Yeah, it's a nickname.
All right. I've reviewed your case. There is probable cause. That's case 2021 CF 554. Charges criminal mischief. Bond is $1,000. And providing false identification to the police. The bond in that is $500. There is no affidavit of insolvency. What say the state?
We request that $1,000 remain on count 1. No objection to $100 as to count 2.
Is that acceptable to you, sir?
I guess because I'm homeless. I have no. I'll have no way of getting bonded out anyway. I have a question.
Wait, let me ask a question for the state. Any other consideration from the state?
No return to the scene.
And you recommend in the first count, the bond be set at what amount?
I said 1,000 and 100. We'll leave it in the court's discretion. I see he doesn't qualify for pretrial release.
Without being too pointed, I pretty much know what I will do. I always ask for your opinion. If you have none, say I have no opinion or no
I have no
statement.
opinion, Your Honor.
Bond is set at $500 in count 1 and $100 in count 2. Special conditions if you make bond is that you are not to return to the site of this violation of law, alleged violation of law. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Cause I have a dad out on the street and he has cancer. He's in the hospital right now. Is there some way that I can get like a ROR so I can see him before he, before whatever happens with him? Is there some way I can get a ROR?
Anything else you have? You have any proof of where he is and who he is and his condition?
No, cause he's homeless. He doesn't have an ID, and he doesn't have his information. He's been homeless with me, on the streets too.
All right. At this point, I don't have enough information. If you get enough information, I'll certainly consider it. But you have to get information from the hospital, doctor, or healthcare provider, or social worker. Anything else?
Is there some way I can get sentenced?
I don't have any other open charges. I have a note here that he was arrested on a misdemeanor charge. I don't see a disposition. Is that accurate information?
He was arrested on a felony charge on the 8th of January, and these charges were add-ons.
All right. So I don't see the case number for the felony. So at this time, I'll deny your motion. Did you fill an affidavit of insolvency for a lawyer?
For the criminal mischief, I had gotten a public defender. I had, when I went to first appearance, I had signed up for a public defender.
Okay. I wouldn't show that anyway. I don't have any open cases on the golden sheet. So check his office, your office files, and see if he's a client of yours. Or he's remanded.
I have another question, Your
Yes, sir.
Honor.
Yes, sir.
Is the false imprisonment, is that a felony or is that a misdemeanor?
That's a felony. I did not. What is your name?
Jennifer Brown,
How old are you?
33 years old.
Ms. Brown, you have a number of charges. Case number 2021 CF 516. Counterfeit validation sticker on a motor vehicle, bond is set at $2,000, $2,500. Driving while license suspended, 100. No motor vehicle registration, 100. You have an open case, 2020 CF 14333. Trafficking in fentanyl, trafficking in 10 grams, trafficking in methamphetamine, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or distribute, and possession of cannabis with intent to sell or distribute. You also have case number 2020-14332, trafficking in fentanyl and trafficking in methamphetamine. Whoa, in your case 2021-571, you have a number of charges. Trafficking oxycodone, bond is set at $1 million. Trafficking in methamphetamines, bond is $150. Conspiracy to traffic in MDMA, ecstasy, bond is $150. Trafficking in cocaine, bond is $150. Possession of lorazepam, bond is $150. Possession of alprazolam, bond is $150. Possession of cocaine with intent to deliver, bond is $150. And possession of methamphetamine with intent, bond is $150. Did you hear me explain those charges?
I heard you, Your Honor.
Okay, and there is probable cause in those cases?
You're asking me?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And I did see that you requested a lawyer. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Have you been appointed a lawyer previously, before today?
When I had those warrants for those other charges, they did appoint me a lawyer.
Was it from the public defender's office?
Yes, they appointed me a public defender from the public defender's office from those first two cases or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
And those were warrants just placed on me for, I guess, my ex-boyfriend's charges.
Okay, thank you. What say the state of Florida?
Your Honor, as to the 2021 CF 516 case, no objection to treating it as a subsidiary. Count 1, 150. Count 2, 100. Count 3, 100. As to the second case, count 1, no objection to reducing the bond to $250,000. And then leaving the remainder bonds set as is, bonds 2 through, I believe it's just 8. No, 2 through 13, I apologize. Leaving those set as is. Your Honor, it is a later date on this case than the out on bond case. I just pulled up the IA for that case. State requests the bond be revoked in those cases, and then the bonds be doubled to $20,000. The original was $10,000 on the out on bond. That was the 2020 CF 14332 case. So $20,000 as to count 1 and to $300 as to count 3.
She has previously been appointed the public defender. She requests a public defender in this case, which I will appoint. What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, now, On the cases that are open, the bond is revoked and the new bond is set at $10,000 per case. Now, in the case where the bond is $1 million, you're recommending a bond be reduced to, did you say $250,000?
Yes, Your Honor.
$250,000. And the bond as to the other cases remain the same, except in case 2021516, where you recommend that the $2,500 bond be reduced as a subsidiary to $150,000?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection?
Your Honor, we have no objections to the, yeah, we have no objections.
All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch, are you going to disturb the Allen bond charges?
10,000.
10,000 apiece?
Is that on both cases? She's out on bond on 2 cases.
That is
Yes.
the state's recommendation to 10,000 as to each
I
case.
thought I
As
said.
to each count.
I thought I said as to each one, on the ones that are open, where the bond is 5,000?
Well, you said just a $10,000 bond, but is it
Okay.
10,000 for each count for
Yep.
each case?
No, the total is 10,000 as to the count 1, 100 as to count 2.
Okay. What about for the second out on bond case? Because it's 3 counts.
That I did not see.
5 counts, I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $100, $100, $100. On the other counts.
100.
Yes, ma'am. 10,000,
And then 100
then
subsidiary.
100, 100, 100,
Because this case is so easy to
So,
win.
so that you are clear, it's 2020 CF,
Okay.
14333, revoke the bond. Count 1 is 10,000. The others are count 2, 100, 3, 100, 4, 100, 5, 100. As to case 202014332, bond trafficking the bond is revoked in that entire case. New bond, $10,000 count 1, $100 count 2.
Your Honor, I'm just confused as of what the total is on everything, because it's
We'll
like,
have to,
tell me.
we'll, to turn this.
It's Andrew Clark.
Oh, wow. Yeah. She wants us to find that, come on. Judge Bain was calling up his
All right. Sir, what is your name?
Marcus Brown,
How old are you, Mr. Brown?
37.
How old are you, sir?
37.
Case number 2021 CF 513. Mr. Brown has a carrying a concealed weapon. Bond is set at $2,500. There is probable cause. He has an open case of 2020 CF 7091. That's an open case, vehicular homicide, failure to render aid, leaving the scene of a crash with death, reckless driving with serious bodily injury, and there were 2 counts, and 2 counts in vehicular homicide. He has posted a bond in that case. In this case, the bond in carrying a concealed firearm is $2,500. What say the state?
Your Honor, as to the 2021 CF 513, no objection to keeping the bond as is. As to the driving while license suspended, keeping the bond as 500. State would request the bond be revoked in 2020 CF 7091, and that case be held at, that defendant be held at no bond on that case. That case has a pretrial conference date coming up of March the 24th.
He has requested a public defender I noticed he posted or was able to post a bond of $27,500. Mr. Thompson, you're the senior lawyer. Does he still qualify?
Your Honor, I don't see where, the bail bondsman came off that bond, so I would say yes, he still qualifies for that.
All right, sir. Public defender is appointed. Bond in the case for today, 2021513. Bond is set at is stated 2,500. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
In case 2021 CT 394, driving with license suspended with knowledge, what was your recommendation on that?
To remain as 500, Your Honor.
Give me a new one just in case.
In his open case with homicide, vehicular homicide, what was your recommendation?
The bond be revoked and he be held at no bond.
Well, meaning that I can't bond out?
All right, Mr. Thompson?
Your Honor, the defense will ask for no action in out on bond charge, or if the court feels like no action is inappropriate, we would ask for that bond to be revoked and possibly set higher. Or, in the alternative, you can take no action on the out on bond charge and possibly raise the bonds under new law violations.
All right, response?
Your Honor, I'm gonna have a moment to see what the actual amount was on the out on bond. You know, Jace? Do you know what the amount was?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. What's his name? Brown. Looks like that bond was, oh, I don't have it. I don't know it.
He was only out, it looks like, on a $5,000 bond on the out on bond cases.
Altogether, the total amounts were $30,200.
Oh, I see how it's filled up. Okay, then, Your Honor, state still requests that you hold him at no bond by revoking it, but if Your Honor is inclined to not keep him at no bond, we'd ask that the original bonds be at least doubled to what they had originally were.
The reason being?
He was out on bond, and the allegations are he's continuing to commit new offenses, knowing he has court dates and that the case is pending. In the first case, he was out on bond.
Response, Mr. Thompson?
Your Honor, we would leave that matter to the discretion of the court, and we would just ask for a no action or just possibly raising the bonds, Your Honor.
Well, the carrying a concealed weapon is a felony of the 3rd degree, is that correct? Or are they aggravating circumstances?
No, I believe you're correct, Your Honor.
All right. And the other charge is a traffic charge, driving while license suspended or revoked. Is that fair?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the new charge of carrying a concealed weapon, the bond is set at $5,000. In the 20207091 case, The court takes no action, and the bond in the traffic case remains the same. Anything else on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, he is remanded. Sir, what is your name, please?
Nicholas Alexander Brown,
How old are you, Mr. Brown?
29.
Mr. Brown, you're here on case 2021556, a fine probable cause. You're charged with burglary of a dwelling, along with co-defendants Keaton, Shaw, and Wilson. Your bond is set at $5,000. You're also charged with trespassing a dwelling. The bond is set at $500. Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. He has requested a lawyer. I will appoint the public defender to represent him. What say the state of Florida?
State request, a $2,500 bond is to count one, 100 is to count two, no return to the scene, and no contact with co-defendants or victim.
What was the bond amount in count one?
$2,500, Your Honor.
All right. What say the defense?
Your Honor, we would ask for a bond amount of $1,000 in count one and $150 in count two.
Rebuttal, if any?
No, Your Honor.
What was your recommendation, Mr. Thompson?
$1,000 in count one and $150 in count two.
Bond is set at $1,000 in count one, $150 in count two. Special conditions are no contact with Deontay Keaton, Robert Shaw, and DeMarco Wilson. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
Is that acceptable to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. He is appointed the public defender again. And watch those names because the PD cannot be appointed to those cases.
Good afternoon.
Your name, sir?
My name is Wesley Bryan, sir. Judge, I know this is probably not a good time for me to...
Well, don't say anything just yet, please.
Yes, sir.
I've reviewed your case. There are, I find probable cause. Case number 2021.
Yes, sir.
521. Charges are trafficking in methamphetamine. The bond is set at no bond.
Yes, sir.
Methamphetamine, ecstasy, bond is set at $150. Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, bond is set at $150. Possession of firearm by a convicted felon,
Yes,
bond
sir.
is set at $150. Possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, bond is set at $150.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Judge,
Wait just a minute, please. He has asked for a lawyer, so I will appoint the public defender to represent him. What say the state of Florida?
No objection to setting a bond at $25,000 as to count one, and remaining all of the counts as is.
Your Honor.
Wait. Let me hear from the lawyer, then he'll talk with you. Yes, sir?
Your Honor, we'll just ask for $10,000 in count one.
Please.
And no objection to the rest of the bonds as stated.
All right, he has an open case 2020 CF 1597, false imprisonment battery.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't see that. Well, we will have no objection to the $25,000 bond on count one if the court, and we will ask the court to take no action on the out-on bond charge since count one is set at $25,000.
Rebuttal?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you want to talk to your client? It appears he-
I like to talk really quick.
Well, wait, the lawyer. I'm going to let him talk to you first, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, he's remanded. Bond has been changed.
So no action on the out on bond,
No
Your Honor?
action on the other cases.
Tommy Burns refused, Your Honor.
Refused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, my understanding is y'all take a refusal as a waiver, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, a voluntary waiver, and would the public defender is appointed and his appearance is waived.
What said the state?
State requests, count 1 remain as is, count 2 be treated as subsidiary at 150, count 3 be treated as subsidiary, at 150.
There is probable cause. It's case 2021CF564. Count 1 is trafficking cocaine, and you recommend the bond amount of what amount?
$100,000 to leaving it set as is.
All right, stay the bond.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then 150 and 150 in the other charges. Is that
Yes,
fair?
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir?
State just asked for $50,000 in count 1, Your Honor. I mean, the defense will ask for $50,000 in count 1.
Bond is stayed at that amount. Public defender has been appointed. Bond is stayed. Count 1, counts 2 and 3, bond is reduced to 150 each. And I did not see any outstanding cases.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, did you state count 1 at 100,000?
100,000, bond is stayed.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's pretty good, man, $100,000.
All right, sir, what is your name?
Larry Burks,
How old are you, sir?
20.
All right, I have found probable cause in your case.
Yes, sir.
Case number 202114171. You're charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. Bond is set at no bond. Grand theft third degree with a firearm. Bond is 150. Use of the firearm in commission of a felony. Bond is 150. Possession of a firearm in commission of a felony. Bond is 150. Carrying a concealed weapon. Bond is 150. Display of a firearm. Bond is 100. Improper exhibition of a weapon or firearm. Bond is 100. And reckless display of a firearm. Bond is 100. And again, I find probable cause. I did not see an affidavit of insolvency. Do you have one? Okay. Did you fill out an affidavit of insolvency?
I don't even know.
Okay. Let me see one. Let me see one. It doesn't matter.
This is the first time.
Yes, ma'am. It doesn't matter. It's a sheet that looks like this. Look at me. It's a sheet that looks like this. It asks for your name, your income.
Yeah, I did. I did.
You fill it out? Okay.
Mhm.
I don't seem to have it.
It's one of these papers. She asked me about my job.
It's pink. Give that to your lawyer.
This is for my vehicle, I think.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's one of them.
Well, at this time, I'll appoint the officer of the public defender to represent him. What say the state of Florida?
They requested $10,000 as bond as to count 1. All other bond-
$10,000?
Yes, Your Honor. All other bonds to remain set as is. No contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
What say the defense?
Can I ask, pretrial services, could we qualify him for pretrial release? That because community
That's
ties?
not gonna happen.
Dangerous crime.
That's not gonna happen.
That can happen. All right, well, Your Honor, we have no objections to the bonds as is.
All right. Count 1 is reduced to $10,000. The other bonds remain in place as is. If he makes bond, special conditions are, he's not to have any guns or weapons in his possession. They have to be surrendered to the police. No contact with the victim, either directly or indirectly. Consume no alcohol, drugs, or narcotics. The only drugs he can take are those that are prescribed by a doctor. Anything else from the state,
No, Your Honor.
from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
He's remanded.
So how much do I have to pay?
Kids are bad.
Kenneth Castro bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded? All right. What is your name, sir?
DeFario Evans.
Spell your first and last name, Mr. Evans.
Huh?
Spell your first and last name, Mr. Evans.
DEFARIOEVANS.
All right. I have found probable cause in his case. Case 2021563. I'm sorry. That's Evans. What did you need? What did you need from him? I thought so, but let me do this. Let me just stand where you are. Yes, ma'am, I think I did. Look right there. All right, Mr. Castro, in case 2021563, you're charged with possession of cannabis with intent to deliver. Bond is set at $1,000.
No, Your Honor, Castro bonded.
Oh,
This
I'm
is
sorry.
Evans.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Evans, your case number is 20213329. You're here on a warrant. The bond is set at $5,000. The underlying charge, wait, is robbery, sudden snatching. The bond in that case is set at $5,000. You requested a public defender. I will appoint one. You qualify. You also have open cases, case 2019CF 522, grand theft third degree and resisting an officer without violence. Your bond was posted at $1,100. In case 2018CF 16300, delivery of cannabis, marijuana for consideration of more than 20 grams, your bond in that case was set at $2,000. Okay. Do you understand why you're here?
Yeah, well, I see you say that
You
I
can
have.
say yes or no that you understand. If not, I'll then explain.
Yes.
Okay. What say the state of Florida?
To leave the bond set as is on the 2020 CF 14004 and no contact with the victim. As far as the out on bonds cases, no objection to no action.
All right. He has been appointed the public defender. What say you?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, in case 202014004, bond is set at and remains at $5,000. That's set by judge on a warrant for failure to appear. No action on the other cases. Anything else from the state,
No, Your Honor.
from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a question for your lawyer, Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Sir or ma'am?
That's it, Mayor.
That's it, Your Honor.
That's it, he's remanded.
Jason Johnson bonded, Your Honor.
What about Anthony Jones?
Anthony Jones refused.
All right, Mr. Jones has refused. My understanding is that's considered a waiver. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Enter plea of not guilty, appoint the public defender. Anything else on Mr. Jones? All right, all right. Thank you.
Rasheen Jones, also refused.
Waiver, public defenders appointed, enter plea of not guilty.
Your Honor,
Yes.
on Mr. Jones's case, count one is a PBL. I know it has a bond, but I think that's an error. It should not. And so that was when defense and I spoke about prior to court, this morning. So we believe count one, he should be held at no bond. And then no objection to the subsidiaries on counts 2, 3, and 4. No contact with the victim, no return, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol is the state's request.
And is that case number 2021 CF 562?
Yes, Your
Yes, Your
Honor.
Honor.
Okay. And the bond was set by schedule or by the arresting officer or agency?
It was set by the arresting officer.
Now, the state is requesting that the bond be revoked and set at no bond.
As to count one, yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, the defense asked the court to leave the bond set at $10,000. But if the court chooses to change the bond to zero, the defense is not going to move forward with the proof evidence presumption great hearing today, and we would reserve the right for an Arthur hearing in the trial division.
I've reviewed the case file. There is probable cause. This occurred at a hotel room, not a family matter. Bond is revoked. Bond is now established at no bond. Anything else on this case? No.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, did you impose the no contact, no weapons, no firearms?
Well, the bond was set at no bond, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, at least the no contact part.
I understand, but in order for him to get a bond, he'd have to see a judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Are you imposing the no bond on all the charges?
No, ma'am, just count one, and
Okay.
the others remain the same.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Thank y'all.
Hyacinth Maximin is hospital, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on 1 second. There we go. Hospitalized?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Hyacinth Maxson.
Your Honor, the defense will waive his appearance.
Your Honor, I request that you reset it because the defendant would have to come back to court anyways to be advised of his immigration detainer. So we'll just reset it for 24 hours after his release from the hospital.
No objection to that, Your Honor.
State?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. I found probable cause in the case. He is charged with possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. The bond is set at $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. Anything else other than he's going to be reset from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Question, what's the status of Manuela Lopa Torres? I have it as case number 2021559. Manuela,
You have an inmate number, Your Honor?
let's see,
Should be
Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. I've got an agency case number.
Should be towards the right at the top.
I've got an agency case. Show me on this one. Okay. Case number 21001098, inmate number.
Bonded, Your Honor.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Shawanda Mendez,
Your age?
26.
I have reviewed your case. There is probable cause. All right, this is going to take a minute, so. Case number 2021CF553. You're charged with multiple counts. Count 1 is trafficking in methamphetamines. Bond is set at $200,000. Count 2 is trafficking in a controlled substance. Bond is set at $100,000. Possession of oxycodone, Percocet, bond is set at $150,000. Possession of hydrocodone, bond is set at $150,000. Possession of cannabis with intent to sell, bond is set at $10,000. Possession of cannabis with intent within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, bond is $10,000. Possession of methamphetamine, bond is set at $150,000. And possession of hydrocodone, bond is set at $100,000. Again, there's probable cause. She requested a lawyer to appoint the public defender to represent her. What say the state of Florida?
State of Florida would request on count 1, $100,000 bond. On count 2.
$100,000?
$100,000, Your Honor.
All right.
On count 2, $150,000. Count 3.
$150?
Yes, $150. On count 3, $150. On count 4, $150. On count 5, $150. On count 6, $150. On count 7, $150. On count 8, $150. On count 9, $150. And count 10, $100. No contact with any co-defendants, no drugs, no alcohol or weapons.
Count 8 is possession with intent to sell and possession of drug paraphernalia in count 9.
I have count 8 as a trafficking count.
Do you?
Yes, Your
Let's
Honor.
see.
I have count 9.
I have possession with intent to sell. Okay. Mr. Thompson?
Your Honor, client's 26 years old. She's gainfully employed. She has no criminal convictions in or out of state. She has 2 or 3 minor arrests in her entire criminal history. And the only reason why she doesn't qualify for pretrial release is because they couldn't verify some contacts. I would ask the court to order my client into pretrial release. I think this would be beneficial for her because she will be monitored during the whole time.
The motion is PTR. What say the state?
State believes she should remain on the bond amounts.
All right. As modified,
As modified, Your Honor, yes.
rebuttal, and then I'll rule.
No, Your Honor, just to reiterate, it'll be in her best interest to be on pretrial release because she'll be monitored the whole time by pretrial services, and she has no criminal convictions in or out of state, Your Honor.
Did you look at the nature of the charges and the arrest report?
I looked at the nature of the charges, Your Honor, and while they are serious in nature, I would like to point out to the court that they aren't violent.
Okay. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Well, let me ask this. What is the category of felony is count 1?
Count 1, trafficking, that, if I'm not mistaken, that's in F2. And if it was with the weapon, it will be bumped up to an F1.
What say you, State?
I believe it's an F1, but give me 1 second, I can tell you that.
It's an F1.
Right.
It's an F1.
And what do you think count 2 is, sir? Degree of felony?
I believe that to be, it's greater than 4 grams, that's gonna be an F1 as well.
All right. And count 8?
Greater than 14, yes, that's gonna be an F1 as well, Your Honor.
All right. Bond as to count 1 remains. It stayed. The other bonds are reduced per the recommendation of the state. Count 2, 150. Count 3, 150. Count 4, 150. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, all 150. I see no other outstanding cases in my packet of information. She has been appointed the public defender, and she is remanded.
Thank you, Your Honor. Count 1. All right. Call that number, that's the number call.
David Ritchie, Your Honor, bonded.
David Ritchie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Your name, sir?
Alexander Collazo.
Sir, what is your name? Speak up.
Alexander Collazo.
Spell your first and last name.
ALEXANDER
How old are you?
49. Sorry.
I've reviewed your case. There is probable cause. Bond in this case is set at $5,000. You're here on a warrant. The original offense is possession of heroin. The case number is 20205629. You requested the public defender. You qualify. I will appoint the public defender. I see no other open cases. What say the state?
As to the 2020 CF 5629 case, no objection to leaving the bond as is. And then as to the 2021 CF 545 case, reducing the bond to $500.
That case, 2021 CF 545, possession of cocaine, the bond is set at $1,000. And you recommend a reduction to,
$500, Your Honor.
what say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, recommendations are followed. He's remanded. Your name, please?
Deborah Rudnicki,
How old are you, ma'am?
34.
She's requested the public defender. She qualifies. I'll appoint the public defender. In case 2021 CF 529, she's charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Bond on the first count is $1,000. On the second is $100. I only see one case, and there are no other open cases in my packet. What say the state of Florida?
No objection to reducing the bond to count 1 to $500, leaving count 2 as is.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Is my bond still at 200?
Your bond in count 1 is $500, and in count 2, it's $100.
So what does that mean now?
And again, probable cause was found. Sir, your name?
Robert Shaw.
Okay, Mr. Shaw, how old are you?
I'm 21, sir.
All right. Mr. Shaw, in your case, 2021 CF 555, you're charged with burglary of a dwelling, bond is set at $5,000, and trespass on a dwelling, bond set is at $500. I reviewed the facts, and there's probable cause. You asked for a lawyer, you qualify, I'll appoint the public defender. What say the state?
No objection to reducing the bond on count 1 at $2,500. On count 2, $100. No return to the scene, no contact, Your Honor.
What was your recommendation as to bond in count 1?
$2,500, Your Honor.
All right. And in count 2, 100?
Yes, Your Honor.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, the bond is reduced to $2,500. Count 1, count 2 remains at 100. A lawyer has been appointed to represent you.
I just want to ask a question.
All right, any questions?
I'm not on probation or nothing like that.
Please remand it.
Just a moment.
Yes.
I don't have the money to get out. I'm not on probation. Can I just get control? That's what I asked you already. Because from the previous time, I follow all the rules, and I've been here since 2019. Been doing good. This is the only little charge that I have. If you could let me out today on pre-trial.
Your Honor, would the court have any objection to ordering pretrial release in this case? I see the only reason why he didn't qualify because they were unable to verify community ties.
What say the commission of the pretrial release program? I see a risk assessment. Results are high. He had previous convictions and previous arrests.
I would leave the bond as is, Your Honor. He already had a violation of PTR in his adult history, and his violation of probations, he was convicted twice. I don't think he'll be good on pretrial release.
Rebuttal?
I would just ask, would ask the court for pretrial release in this case, Your Honor.
Bond remains the same. No action taken. Thank you. He's remanded.
Carlos Torres Cardona
Yes, sir.
refused to attend, Your Honor.
All right, he refused to attend. I understand that's perceived as a waiver. Enter plea of not guilty. Appoint the public defender. There is probable cause. Bond is set at 1,000 and remains at 1,000.
Christian B. bonded.
That's VITTI. Case number 2021 CF 565.
Could we have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Not on this current case, not on this case that you're talking about, that you just mentioned.
I'll just give y'all a moment.
Okay, so for this one, we already asked for, here.
Did you see this note? It's from your office. Ma'am, what is your name?
Shantavia Williams.
That's it.
Yeah, no, we're not able to.
Spell your last name.
WILLIAMS.
All right.
I'll be off to the side if you need any help. You want me to do it? Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, just a moment. Case number... All right, I have her as a private attorney. He's on the line, or the attorney's on the line. Hello?
Hi, this is Attorney Richard Hornsby.
All right, Mr. Hornsby, let me call the case. Case number 2020CF1321, State of Florida versus Shantea Williams. Spell your first and last name, ma'am.
SHANTAUAWILLIAMS.
And how old are you?
28.
I have reviewed the case file. There is a warrant issued for your arrest. The bond is set in that case of $25,000 as to count 2. In count 1, the bond is set at no bond. The charge in that case is first-degree murder. There
Okay, is there
probable
any way I can get a bond?
Wait. You have a lawyer on the phone. First, let me have the state introduce herself, please.
Kafi Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
And your name and bar number, Mr. Hornsby?
Richard Hornsby, 474-134.
All right, Mr. Hornsby, I'm reviewing an information charging first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse in the same number case. What say you, sir?
Judge, I'm not, I don't, if it's a capital offense, so if the court is allowed to set a bond, which, or the initial appearance court is allowed to set a bond, I'd ask for $100,000. I can inform the court, Judge, that it involves the death of a child that Ms. Williams was caring for. I had been in contact with the Seminole County State Attorney's Office for almost the entire summer.
Yes,
because the child died in that county, although I guess it started here in Orange County, which is why Orange County indicted Ms. Williams. She's not a flight risk. She surrendered herself at my direction last night once we found out that the warrant had been issued. And so I'd leave it with that, Judge.
All right, on behalf of the state,
Your Honor, the state will request that the defendant continue to be held at no bond, Your Honor, that the appropriate procedure will be to have an author hearing downtown in front of the trial division, which I believe is Division 19, Judge Roche, for further release conditions. The only condition we would ask besides the no bond and the count 2 leaving as is would be to have no contact with the victim's family.
I don't contact them now.
all right. Mr. Salisbury, rebuttal?
Judge, I don't. All I can say is reiterate what I've told you is that I don't believe she's a flight risk. I can represent to the court. I've been in constant communication with the Seminole County State Attorney's Office, who was the one that was originally investigating it, and that she surrendered at my direction because she wanted to get the process started.
I have reviewed the 2-count information. It doesn't tell me much other than date, time, place. The name of the victim is redacted along with some other information. I note that this is a grand jury indictment and return, and at this point I will maintain the bond as is in count 1 and count 2, and I'm sure you can renew the bond motion before the judge who will be assigned the case.
Judge, before we conclude her initial appearance, I have spoken to Ms. Williams multiple times. I was representing her in the pre-charge phase, and I did represent to her. I would appear at her initial appearance, but she's informed me that she'll be unable to retain my continued services given the nature of the charge, so I'd ask that you appoint the public defender.
All right, I'll ask that she complete an affidavit of insolvency, and then I'll make sure that she is appointed a lawyer depending on what the content is. Did you have any other matters you wish to bring to the attention of the court?
No, sir. Thank you for accommodating me.
All right, thank you, lawyer. You are free to go. All right, have her fill out an affidavit of insolvency, please, and put her on the, either put her at the end of the docket or we'll set it for tomorrow. All right, thank you.
They already did it.
She may have one, Your Honor. Your Honor, she's already filled out one. She's don't.
I don't have it. Let me see, please.
Oh, it's here. I'm sorry.
All right, I've got it. Thank you. She qualifies. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent her. There's only one defendant at this point. A conflict is not obvious.
And Your Honor, if you're appointing the public defender, I just want to state on the record that the public defender did not challenge proof of evidence presumption great, and we reserve the right for the author hearing in the trial division.
Yes, sir. All right, she's appointed a lawyer. She'll be held until taken to the judge for arraignment and for bond reduction. Anything else?
No, thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Thompson, she's remanded.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir? Your name, sir?
Ethan Willis.
How old are you, Mr. Willis?
I'm all right, sir. How are you doing?
Good. How old are you?
Oh, how old am I? I'm 30.
All right. You're here on case 2019 CF 13453. You're here on a warrant. Bond is set at $500. The underlying offense is driving while license revoked as a habitual traffic offender. Do you understand why you're here?
Yes, Your Honor.
He has signed an affidavit of insolvency. The
Sorry.
information is accurate. It's under oath. I'll appoint the public defender. What say the state?
We believe the bond should be stayed as set, Your Honor.
All right. Lawyer for the defense.
We have no argument, Your Honor,
As
As-
it's an arrest warrant.
as it's an arrest warrant.
Sir, he's remanded. The judge wants to see you on your failure to appear. All right, thank you, sir. Sir, what is your name?
One moment, Your Honor.
Wait.
DeMarco Wilson refused, Your Honor.
Okay. He waived by his behavior, enter plea of not guilty. Appoint the public defender to represent him. I've reviewed the file. There is probable cause. The bond is set at $5,000 on burglary of a dwelling and trespass in a dwelling, $500. This is the co-defendant case that we had earlier in the day with Mr. Shaw. So there are 4 of them. So probable cause is determined in all of their cases. All right?
They request the bond remain as set, Your Honor.
Bond is stayed in both counts.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is your name?
Robert Eugene Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, you have on a hearing aid. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any trouble hearing me?
Sometimes.
I'll try to talk clear. I've got some dental work going on, and evidently I'm slurring my words, so I'll try and talk slowly.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I have reviewed your file, Mr. Wilson, and you are charged with burglary of an occupied structure, case number 2021524. The bond amount is set at $5,000, and there is probable cause. And you're 71 years old?
Yes, sir.
All right, what say the state?
To reduce the bond to $1,000, Your Honor. No return to the scene.
He has applied for the public defender. He qualifies. The public defender is appointed. What say you all?
Your Honor, we'd ask for a $500 bond. He has no criminal history, and he's
Rebuttal?
71 years old, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
I understand. Rebuttal?
No, Your Honor.
Bonds reduced to $500. Again, probable cause has been established and he's appointed the public defender. You're going to be remanded. I appointed a lawyer to represent you, and so make sure you talk with the lawyer about the case.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, sir. Take off the headset, and then you're free to go. He's remanded. What is your name, sir?
My name is Kadeem Von Wright.
All right, Mr. Wright. How old are you, sir?
28, sir.
In Mr. Wright's case, 2021 CF561, he requests a public defender when is appointed to represent him. He qualifies. In case 2021 CF561, possession of cocaine and trespass on property after warning, there is probable cause. He has open cases in case 2020 CF14328, possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of cocaine, and 2020 CF14726, possession of cocaine. What say the state?
The state requests the bond be stayed as is, but no action on the add-on bond cases.
What say the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, then.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Wait a minute. What is your name again, sir?
My name is Kadeem Von Wright.
Okay, spell your first and last name.
My first name is Kadeem Wright.
Spell your last name.
W, right?
Yes.
W-R-I-G-H-T.
And your middle name is V-O-N-N?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your date of birth?
041492.
Thank you. He's remanded. Bond is stayed.
And no action out on bonds,
No
correct?
action on the out on bond cases. Thank you. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Davin Mathis. Davin Lamoses Mathis.
I couldn't hear you.
Davin Lamoses Mathis.
Spell your first and last name.
Davin Mathis.
What happened to Ray Figueroa Leon?
Ray Figueroa, what?
He's medical, Your Honor.
What, does that got to do with my case?
All right. In case (2019) CF4236, Mr. Leon is returnable to the court when he has been released from medical care.
So that means you want to reset him for tomorrow, Your Honor?
Well, I don't know when he's getting out. It says medical, not just,
Not in the hospital, Your Honor. He's medical.
okay. Well, without me knowing what his condition is he able to be here tomorrow, or do you know?
I do not know.
Oh, after he's released from medical, then he'll be reset, but I can't set it tomorrow without knowing his condition, or I won't set it tomorrow without knowing his condition. Or is there a protocol y'all have for that too?
I think you could go ahead and reset it for tomorrow.
Reset him for tomorrow. Okay, now, you're Mr. Davin Mathis,
Yes, sir.
and your age, Mr. Mathis?
28. Can I have a word with you whenever you get done, please?
Let me finish first.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mathis, you are here on case number 2019CF4236. The charges in that case, it's a warrant first,
Yes, sir.
but the underlying charge is driving while license suspended and violation of probation.
No, that's not right.
Mathis, Davin Lamoses Mathis?
Yes, sir.
Date of birth being 7/17/1992?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, what say the state of Florida?
Your Honor, we believe that the bonds remain as set.
I have a warrant with your name on it and your date of birth and the charges. What say the defense?
Your Honor, as this is a violation of probation, we have to go back before the judge to violate the probation to argue, so we have no argument at this time.
All right. Well, you might want to talk to your client because evidently he feels it's not him. Who is it?
Jace.
Your gold sheet? All right. He has case 2020CF15009, possession of firearm and ammo by a convicted felon, possession of 20 grams or more of marijuana with weapons, and grand theft, third degree. That case has been, he's been bonded out at $4,500 bond total.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, always talk to your lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Yep. But it's a duelist, that's the issue.
No, you have two charges. One charge got reduced to misdemeanor, the other one got kept on the bond.
Which one was that? Oh, but that's not what I was told. I was told. All right, I just want to show you. That's what I was trying to tell you out there. It's not like that. It's right here. See, this is driving with violation of look. It's not supposed to be a felony. It's supposed to violation, but supposed to be misdemeanor. This is misdemeanor probation.
What, one?
Look,
the attorney that's gonna be assigned to your case is gonna come and talk to you about it. Because I'm telling you right now,
This is driving like what's suspended. That's not a felony because
if it's habitual,
it's not habitual. It's not habitual, so it can't be a felony.
I got you down.
It got me hard. So,
But even if it was, it's still violation of probation.
okay, but
They're
so,
not getting bond.
all right. So my probation is a year. So how long? They gonna give me more than a year or what? 'Cause I thought it was supposed to be.
All right,
They
gentlemen.
can't give me more than a year.
You need to end your contact, you can schedule a meeting together, but at this point, I can take no action. He's remanded. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and Your Honor, we would like to enter a denial on the violation of probation.
Motion denying the violation has been entered. Thank you, he's remanded. On the out of bond cases, no action. Yes, ma'am. I read them into the record.
There's no action.
The possession of, okay, then why do I have it? Okay. All right. You're right. He's denying it, it'll be set for a hearing? I'm gonna let y'all work that out, since that's not mine. And here is this one. Another day. Intern day. All right, sir, ma'am, what is your name?
Antoine Kegler,
All right. Ms. Kegler, how old are you?
26.
26?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Kegler, I have found probable cause in your case. You are here in case number 2020 CF3238. It's a warrant for petty theft. The bond is set at $2,000. The underlying offense is retail theft. Again, there is probable cause. She has requested an attorney. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent her. She has an open case, case number 2020-12730, grand theft, third degree. The bond in that case was $2,500 with a return date of February 9th, 2021. What say the state of Florida?
Move the bond should remain as set.
All right, and defense attorney?
No objection, Your Honor.
Our bond is stayed. Ms. Kegler, you have, I have found probable cause, appointed you a lawyer. Your bond remains until you see the judge who issued the bond. Do you have a question?
Does that mean I can bond out?
I'm sorry?
Does that mean I can bond out
Yes, ma'am.
today?
Anytime you can get the money or the premium.
Okay.
Any
Thank
que-
you. I was just trying to understand.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
So I can just go try to get my bond process and be out today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.
So you're
I'll
taking,
take no action on the other cases. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, goodbye. Your name, please?
My name is Dana Neal.
How old are you?
I'm 40 years old.
I have reviewed the file. There is probable cause. These are warrants for violation of probation. The underlying charges are giving false information to a pawnbroker and grand theft. Your warrant amount is $500. You have case number 2021-14290, a warrant. The bond is set in the amount of no bond. The underlying charge is no valid driver's license. I have found probable cause in that case. You have case number 2021. Well, actually, this is an out-of-county warrant. Your bond is set at no bond. The underlying offense is no valid driver's license. And I've appointed the public defender to represent you since your requests and are indigent. These appear to be warrants from Osceola County, Florida. Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
From the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I believe she has, it was 2 cases. One was a no bond, the other was a $500 bond.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
I thought I read them. Okay. And there are no other outstanding cases that I see.
Okay, we're good, sorry.
You know, I have packing in my mouth. I need to talk a little slower, I think.
Your Honor.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
client would like to say something to you. I advised against it, but she still wants to speak.
And what is your,
I understand everything, but I do have younger children that's at home, and being as though my 18-year-old son was murdered September the 21st, we currently living in a hotel because of what actions took place with my son. I don't have any family here, and I have little children that I need to get
Y'all
home to.
come on, Your Honor.
yes, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. She's remanded. No action on the other cases? All right, your name, please?
Jakayla Redding,
Spell your first and last name.
JAKELAHREDDING,
And spell your middle name for me.
LATRICE,
How do you pronounce that?
Latrice,
Thank you. How old are you?
22.
All right, ma'am, I've reviewed your file. There is probable cause. This is a warrant from Lake County, Florida. The case number is 20CF3238. You're here on a warrant. The bond amount is $2,000 returnable to Lake County, Florida. The underlying charge is retail theft. Do you understand those things? You can say yes or no. All right, now I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You applied for a lawyer. You qualify, so I'll appoint a lawyer. You also have an open case in Orange County, in Lake County, Florida, 2020CF12731. I'm sorry, that's here, for grand theft third degree. Your bond in that case was $2,500, and you posted it. Any questions about the charges I discussed or mentioned? Okay. What say the state?
To leave set as is, Your Honor.
All right, bond remains. What say the defense? She requests, she being the state, that the bonds be stayed because of the warrant.
Your Honor, we have no argument because it was a warrant issue.
All right, ma'am, the bond is going to be stayed. It was set by another judge in another jurisdiction, so you'll have to go see that judge. And I'll take no action on the other case. Anything else? You've been appointed a lawyer to represent you. If you talk to the lawyer, make sure there's no one else who can overhear your conversation. Anything else? All right, thank you. What is your name? What is your full name? Do you understand English? All right. Well, we need a translator. He speaks some English, but not enough to go through an arraignment or initial appearance. So he'll have to be set when there can be a translator available for him. Sir, do you have any trouble understanding English? You understand English well? Okay, he doesn't understand English. All right, he's remanded. Thank y'all. I have no other cases. Are there other matters that demand my attention from the lawyers?
You have one, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Who's that? Your name, please?
Valancourt,
Spell your first and last name.
SHERRYVAILLANCOURT.
Is that your full last name?
Yes.
You are here on a case from Volusia County. There's a warrant, case number 202010197. It's an out-of-county warrant, count 1. The bond is set at no bond, count 2, no bond, count 3, no bond. You are charged with the underlying offenses of escape, possession of heroin, and possession of cocaine. Do you understand those charges? Have to say yes or no.
Yes.
All right. What say the state?
Believe set as is, Your Honor.
What say the defense?
Your
She
Honor,
wasn't appointed a lawyer. Go ahead.
Your Honor, we have no argument because it was a warrant that was issued.
Thank you. Bond is stayed. Lawyer is not appointed. She is held in the Orange County Jail until requested by the Volusia County Law Enforcement. Do you have any questions about that?
No, I don't.
All right, thank you. She's remanded. Anything else, lawyers?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your
Court is
Honor.
in recess, subject to call. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. I will not be here